India Women's 5 T20i series against home team Bangladesh is underway, and Bangladesh opted to bat first in the second fixture. They started out well, scoring over 45 runs in the power play, but gradually unraveled thanks to some good bowling. Then chasing 120, Dayalan Hemalata at number 3 tore through the Bangladesh side before rain took charge of proceedings, and India eventually went up 2-0 in the series. Murshida Khatun top scored for the host side, and Hemalata, with her blistering 41 not out, announced her return to international cricket after nearly 19 months. It's time for the third T20i here at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium, and India would be looking to take an unassailable 3-0 lead, while Bangladesh will be trying their best to ensure they get their first win on the board. Time to head to the middle, where Ishtiaq Ahmed is standing by with the pitch report.
Good afternoon from the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. This is the third of the 5 T20 matches between India and Bangladesh. India obviously were the dominant of the two in both the matches. In both the matches, the side winning the toss opted to bat. Today also, I don't think there'll be any exception. This is the 6th wicket from the left. And as we see, this is more or less the same wicket as we see the surface. Slight cracks, but nothing much to drive home about. No reason for any concern. And I think this is a wicket which has given wickets to both the seamers as well as the spinners. I don't think it'll any exception this time. The side winning the toss, I would like to think, would want to bat first. We are up for a good day's cricket. Lovely weather. It's not very hot. Slight breeze, a little overcast. Rain may come sometime later in the evening, but I think it's going to be a good, keen match to watch.
Win toss and bat first has been the trend so far in the two T20Is, but with the skies looking grim, it's heavily overcast here at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. It could be a possibility that the captain winning the toss today might opt to bowl first to have a better grip over the proceedings later in the day. The teams have started to arrive. They are put up at the Grand Sylhet Hotel just a stone's throw away. And some of the key members of the playing 11, Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain, and Smriti Mandhana, will be looking to steer the side with their batting exploits. Dayalan Hemalata there, alongside Sajeevan Sajana, who might retain their spots in the 11, given how impressive they have been in the two T20Is. Bangladesh's opener Dilara Akhtar will want to add some runs to her tally, and so will the other batters, including Murshida Khatun, whom you see on the screen right now, the top scorer for Bangladesh in the second T20I. Batted almost 20 overs. This is the third T20I, mind you, of this 5-match assignment, which is a dress rehearsal of sorts for both teams ahead of the Asia Cup, which will be played in Sri Lanka in a couple of months' time, followed by the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in Bangladesh here. There's a heavy breeze blowing through the stadium. The clouds are darkening with each passing minute. The off-spinners may not have much of a say in today's proceedings, but do expect the likes of Fariha Trishna and Marufa Akhtar to get some efficacy up top if they happen to bowl first. Nigar Sultana Jyoti was adjudged out in a rather unfortunate manner in the second T20I. She has been their batting linchpin for the greater part of her career so far. Renuka Singh and Pooja Vastrakar will hold the key as far as India's opening bowling tandem goes, especially in today's overcast conditions. Expect them to make the ball do the talking Whether the Bangladeshi batters are able to understand that language remains to be seen. The Indian cap will be high in spirits because they have a 2-0 lead in this 5 T20i series. Some spectators have started coming in here at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. Time to head to the middle again for the toss, where Shoman Ghosh will give us the news and updates with the two captains.
Third T20I between India women and Bangladesh women. Very crucial game as India can win this one and make the series their own, while Bangladesh need to win this to save the series and keep hope alive for themselves. Match referee Niamur Rashid Rahul, along with the two captains, all in readiness for the toss. Jyoti flipping the coin. Harmanpreet Kaur called heads. And it is a heads. What are you going to do?
We're going to ball first.
Reasons being?
Weather is the reason, and the pitch is also looking good. It's a new pitch, so hopefully, we'll achieve all our targets.
Yeah, and you mentioned the weather. That was supposed to be my next question. So overcast conditions, does it change the chemistry of the team?
No, we're going with the same team. Last team did really well, so there is no chance of changing. And it's an important game for us, so we didn't do any changes.
Okay, sticking to the winning side, in terms of targets you mentioned, what could be some of the targets or pointers you can mention as of now?
I think in the last game, while bowling in the first 6 overs, we gave too many runs away, and if we can stick to our plans and bowl more tight, that is something we want to achieve as a bowling unit. And I think in the last couple of overs, we did really bowl well, and same things we want to apply into today's game.
All right, wish you all the best for the match.
Thank you.
Jyoti, well, what would you have done if you won the toss?
We would like to bowl for definitely seeing this condition. I think their forecast saying like maybe our bowler will get some movement initially, but still I think we have a very good knock by the batters from the last game. But if we want to, we are going with the same plan and trying to get ourselves there, hanging there and try to get some partnership, we will definitely reach 130 plus run.
What was the word around in the dressing room after the last match?
Weather is not in our control, we know that, but we were pretty happy just because of how we bat in the first game, and the second game is much better, but still a long way to go. We have been told to keep believing ourselves and try to execute our game plan in the middle.
Any changes?
We have one change. In place of Sultana, we replaced Sharifa because we wanted to give everyone a equal opportunity because of World Cup is corner.
All right, I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
All right, so the news from the middle is that India have won the toss and decided to have a bowl first.
Unchanged, India have decided they'll have a shy with the ball first, which means that Bangladesh will have to put on a competitive total, something they have struggled with over the course of the past couple of series they have played at home, including one against Australia, leading into this India series. It's a fresh pitch. Pitch number 6 is being used for this third T20I. The boundaries measure 60 meters on all sides. And both the batters and bowlers will have to contend with the overcast conditions. Bangladesh have opted for one change in their playing 11. Sharifa Khatun, the all-rounder who bats right-handed and bowls off-spin, has come in for off-spinner Sultana Khatun. I did have a chance to look at Sharifa yesterday at the nets, and she was giving the ball a good humpty with the bat. And Bangladesh will need her batting services today as well. India have looked quite the watertight unit so far in the two T20Is. Their spinners have been on the money, led by Radha Yadav, who's the leading wicket taker in the series so far with 4 scalps, including a 3-4 in the previous game. Shriyanka Patil has been effective as well. Renuka Singh Thakur has had a roller coaster of sorts in the 2 matches. Played a match-winning part with a 3-4 in the first T20I and then went for 40 runs in her allocated 4 overs in the second. Time for the umpires to head out and take charge of the proceedings. There could be a few rain interruptions, we are told, given the forecast for the day. But the hope for fans of both teams would be to see an uninterrupted full match. Ali Arman and Sajidul Islam are the two on-field umpires today. The spectators will be looking to enjoy a good game of cricket in pleasant conditions so far. Murshida Khatun, on her part, will be hoping to continuing with a good form that she showcased in that second T20i, batting for 19.1 overs, scoring 46 runs. She will be joined by Dilara Akhtar at the top. Would be interesting to see what kind of bowling combination Harmanpreet Kaur opts for in the power play. She had utilized both spinners and pacers in the first 6 in both T20Is. Could we see only pacers taking charge in the first 6 today, given the pronounced breeze and the grim conditions? The floodlights have already come on. The spectators are happy to see some women's cricket happen here in Sylhet, the city of tea gardens. Renuka Singh Thakur will want to ensure that she puts up a good performance today after being thumped all around in her 4 overs, giving away 40 runs. Dilara Akhtar has not yet found her rhythm with the bat yet. She did hit a couple of 4s up top in the second T20I, but she would want to replicate the performance she had against Australia in one of the T20Is, looking very, very confident in that game. Renuka Singh Thakur will start from the grandstand end as the right-hander Dilara Akhtar Dola takes strike. One slip in place for Dilara in the form of Deepti Sharma. 2 floppy hats in that reverse V in the form of Sharma and wicketkeeper Richa Ghosh. There's a fielder at point, one at covers, and Shefali Verma at mid-off. Harmanpreet Kaur in her usual long on position for the right-hander. But there is protection in the deep in the form of deep square leg in Pooja Vastrakar. All right, it's time for play to begin. Renuka Singh Thakur versus Dilara Akhtar Dola. Pitch is on a good length, driven towards the fielder at point, and Radha Yadav, as usual, is effective at that position. I'm joined by Ishtiaq Ahmed in the commentary box, and he will keep me company in the first few overs. Ishtiaq, welcome, and a very good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Anisha. Good afternoon to the viewers from Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. India, having won the toss, decided to bowl first. It's an overcast day. The lights are already on. One can expect a little bit of a movement because there's a slight breeze, not particularly heavy breeze. And Renuka Singh has beaten all ends up. Murshida Khatun didn't know the ball pitching in the right area. Renuka Singh bowled exceptionally well in the first match, got 3 wickets, got the player of the match. Didn't impress in the second match, but she would like to take advantage of the toss, winning the toss, trying to take advantage of a little bit of a moisture that she may have now.
A tentative prod there from Murshida Khatun. Iffy feet movement. Defended back towards the long off-fielder. We have seen her improve her power game. Had been reliant largely on along the carpet shots, Murshida Khatun, but working closely with Yen Darund, the head of physical performance, she's upped her power hitting this time around. Plays it past the fielder at point, will pick up a single. Radha Yadav is not able to intercept it, gets off the mark of the fourth ball.
Good diving efforts on both occasions. The ball being played on the offside, as we see Murshida Khatun trying to bisect that field, but a good diving effort. Save at least an additional run there.
She's an absolute live wire, is Radha Yadav at point. Effected a superb run out with her dominant arm, the left arm, in the second T20i. Pitched into the stumps this time around. Will get another single. Managed to edge it. Not quite off the middle of the bat did that come. Doesn't matter as long as they keep rotating the strike, which has been a key focal point and an area of work for head coach Hashan Tilakaratne and this Bangladesh women's cricket team, alongside improving the fitness of all the players.
Renokar Singh pitches up and trying to hit it across the long on region. A good save there from Shefali Verma. Murshida Khatun, the senior pro here,
She's
was unable to penetrate the field. A good save from Shefali Verma. Had it missed, it would have been surely a 4.
Murshida is trying to find her timing. Hasn't been on the money yet in that regard. After the first over, Bangladesh are 4 without losing a wicket. The ball did drop short on Verma. Pooja Vastrakar has been thrown the ball to deliver the second over. Pace from both ends. Vastrakar starting out from the media box end, around the wicket to the left-hander. It is on a good length, driven down the ground to the fielder at short mid-wicket. Dayalan Hemalata there, who played a superb knock in the second T20i. She was the storm that took over the Sylhet International Stadium before the rains came on.
Yeah, Pooja Vastrakar had 2 good outings the last 2 matches. Had a decent economy rate, slashes there outside the off stump, going down to the backward of point for a single. Vastrakar, of course, is an experienced campaigner, did well in the last 2 matches, is expected to yet again try and extract a little bit of a movement, a little bit of a bounce, as the wicket may offer a bit of an assistance initially to the fast bowlers.
Pooja Vastrakar has been excellent with her pace bowling. Showed her full range with those excellent Yorkers and the short delivery as well, which I'm sure she would be looking to utilize today as well, because the Bangladesh batters have been susceptible to that short delivery, as we saw during the Australia series as well. Looped this time around, again fell short to the fielder at cover. Living dangerously somewhat, the Bangladesh openers. Lady Luck has been on their side so far, because 2 catches have dropped short of fielders Shefali Verma and Dayalan Hemalata.
Pooja Vastrakar has played for Mumbai Indians the last time. Experienced campaigner, flicks us off the pads for 4, backward of square by Dilara Akhtar. Beautiful stroke there, very confidently flicked it off her pads. The first boundary for Bangladesh.
Swiveled nicely to pick that back of length delivery up and made sure there was enough power injected into the shot for the ball to race away to the boundary. There was a fielder in there. Renuka Singh, who couldn't intercept the ball eventually. Full and into the stumps, which is the line that Vastakar would want to persist with, knowing how susceptible the Bangladesh batters were against this line. There were a number of LBWs in the second T20I, especially against the spinners. So keep the stumps in play and make sure you have some luck by your side.
Pooja Vastakar once again pulls it through mid-wicket, backward of mid-wicket, and going for the third run. That was a short pitch delivery and well connected by Dilara Akhtar.
Looked like a sprint test between those three fielders converging on that ball. Shefali Verma, Sajeevan Sajana and Renuka Singh did not eventually race to the rope all the way. But a good start, an intentful start from Dilara Akhtar nonetheless. And after 2 overs, Bangladesh are 12 for no loss.
A good confident start by Bangladesh. Dilara Akhtar not missing out on those short pitch deliveries. Will want to continue with this momentum. Murshida Khatun, of course, the senior of the partner, needs to make sure that they continue to rotate the strike at the least.
Had a big swing at it, misses it altogether. Was eyeing the mid-wicket region again. Doesn't find any connection whatsoever. Renuka Singh Thakur moves the ball inwards to the right-hander and is very effective when there is some movement on offer. And who knows, she could be the pick of the bowlers today given the conditions we have here today.
Dilara Akhtar tried to play a ball on the leg side, on the onside, for a ball pitching on the off stump.
Pitched on the leg stump this time around, nurdled towards Vastakar for a single.
They need to be aggressive. They have to show that intent, but I think you need to choose the right ball.
They had scored 42 for 3 in the power play in the second T20I. A 13-run improvement from their power play tally in the first match. Here too, they have gotten off to a reasonably good start and they need to continue this momentum.
Absolutely coming down the wicket, trying to hit it over the top, but not quite connecting. Murshida Khatun did look aggressive, did try to come out of the wicket to the fast bowler Renuka Singh. Lucky that did not go to the offside fielder, Harmanpreet Kaur.
Didn't get the elevation, did Murshida Khatun. Hails from Borishal, looks up to the India opener, fellow left-hander Smriti Mandhana. Had a chance to meet her for the first time during the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2020 in Australia.
Has played 41 matches already, pulls that one from outside the off stump. A good fielding there by the fielder, deep square leg for 2 runs for Murshida Khatun.
Excellent diving stop there from Sajeevan Sajana, matching that disdainful pull. A power-packed one at that, and a good throw from the player from Kerala. Debuted in the series opener, became the second ever player from the southern Indian state of Kerala to play for India Women. Had a breakout season at the Women's Premier League 2024.
Interestingly, Renuka Singh, as our statistician points out, has not been able to dominate the Bangladeshi batters as much as she has internationally, with an economy rate of above 6 in Bangladesh, with an overall economy rate of 5 something overall. So the Bangladeshi batters have been able to dominate her more here. I'm sure Reneko Singh will want to improve upon that performance.
Singh has been quite disciplined and effective in the first 11 balls of this innings, conceding just 8. And she would want to finish this over without conceding a boundary. A wicket might only make things better for her.
Cuts beautifully all along the ground. 4 runs through point, deep point. So that's a magnificent shot by Dilara Akhtar. Ball pitch shot and deserved, and got the treatment it deserved.
Just what the doctor did not order. Call it commentator's curse or whatever you will. But that was a handsome stroke from the right-hander. Dilara Akhtar lunged forward, was something of a square drive.
It was a square drive, in fact.
Renuka would be disappointed after keeping a leash on the batters in her first 5 deliveries. Ended up conceding a boundary to close out this last ball and the third over, I beg your pardon. After which Bangladesh are 24, no loss. Time for some off spin of Deepti Sharma's, the number 2 ranked bowler on the ICC Women's T20i rankings. Got to that position after her impressive showing in the first T20i. Yadav again in the thick of things, patrolling the 3rd region. Hopefully did not hurt that shoulder for the sake of India. She's returned to international cricket after a while and has already proven to be a great asset with her fielding and bowling. Will be looking to strengthen her position for the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Has replaced Saika Ishaq in the starting 11. Had a very good WPL for eventual runners-up, Delhi Capitals, led by Meg Lanning. Deepti Sharma over the wicket to the right-hander.
Wealth of experience. Deepti Sharma comes down the wicket and hits it over the long on for a comfortable 2. Deepti Sharma tried to toss the ball up, but Dilara Akhtar was equal to the task, coming down the wicket, trying to hit it. Took the aerial route. It did go, but the fielder managed to stop what would have been a 4.
Trying to capitalize on the fielding restrictions in the power play. This time darted into the stumps. Another aerial shot. Will it bisect the field? It doesn't. Sajeevan Sajna with the throw. She has been sprinting a lot. A couple added to Dilara Akhtar's name.
A busy approach by the batters, both of them looking for the singles, looking for the doubles, looking to play their shots, looking confident. Deepti Sharma, of course, as our statistician yet again tells us that she's the highest wicket taker for amongst the Indian bowlers, taking 116 wickets. So wealth of experience there.
Dilara Akhtar Dola hails from one of the northernmost districts of Bangladesh. Bought her first proper cricket bat with the money her family had saved up to install electricity in their hut.
Sweeps and sweeps well, and that's going to be 4 runs backward of square. That's a magnificent shot by Dilara Akhtar.
Superbly pulled and beats the fielder, Radha Yadav. Had pulled it fine enough to be out of reach of Radha Yadav. Nicely swept by the right-hander. Harmanpreet Kaur immediately walks up to Deepti Sharma to have a bit of a chat with her premier all-rounder in the side. The Bangladesh openers have kept the Indian bowlers guessing, and it reflects in the scoring rate they have mustered so far in the power play.
Sweeps again, takes the aerial util a bit for a single. Dilara Akhtar, the 20-year-old from Dinajpur, is doing a good job for Bangladesh. The batters have been very professional, been very busy. Murshida Khatun also.
10 runs already conceded in the first 5 balls of Deepti Sharma's opening over. Final one to go.
There's a loud appeal there. Confident appeal. The ball looked to be going straight, but the umpires decided against it. So no single there at the end of the 4th over. Bangladesh 30 for no loss.
Yes, kept the stumps in play. The height also would have been a consideration in that decision of the on-field umpire. A good enterprising start from Dilara Akhtar and Murshida Khatun. 3 fours already to the name of Dilara, who's trotted to 23 of just 13 balls. Relatively sedate has the left-hander Murshida started out. 7 of her 11 deliveries. Dilara's most productive shot so far has been that flick, whereas for Murshida it's been the pull. Great strike rotation too, also on display. And some great headgear also on view from some of the fans who've made their way to the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. Lots of players from the Sylhet First Division and Second Division, men's cricket as well, who have been nets bowlers as well for the Bangladesh as well as Indian teams. Change of ends for Pooja Vastrakar, who is now charging in from the grandstand end.
Shot and hooked backward of square for 4. That's a magnificent shot from a very confident Dilara Akhtar. Pooja Vastrakar trying to pitch it short, trying to bowl a bouncer which she thought would unnerve the batter, but she was equal to the task and hooked it backward of square for 4.
Powerfully pulled by Dilara Akhtar. Great balance eventually. 1 bounce and off it went for a 4. Not a good start to the over from Vastrakar. Relatively fuller, driven back to the bowler who has a shy of the stumps, but there is no damage done.
With the best of 4 for 34, playing 74 T20 matches, 4 for 17, playing 74 matches, T20 matches. Pooja Vastrakar obviously has a lot of experience. Will try and dictate terms. So far it's been the batters who have dominated. Short again, tries to hook, misses. Lucky not to get a touch there.
A much well-directed bouncer this time around. Got the height that she was after in the previous short delivery as well. And good evasive action from Dilara Akhtar. Pooja Vastrakar has been amongst the wickets in both T20Is leading into this game. 2 for 25 in the first T20I and 1 for 21 in the second.
Dilara Akhtar tries to hoik it over long on, and a catch dropped there by Harmanpreet Kaur. Lucky reprieve for the Bangladeshi batter. Only her 6th. She's made a debut in Napier, scored 27, which was the highest against Australia in Mirpur. Has surpassed that score. Looking good, looking aggressive. Lucky on that occasion.
And very unusually, it's the second successive drop in as many matches for Harmanpreet Kaur, who is usually very safe in that position. Had dropped one in that same position in the second T20I. This time around, tries to go for another pull, misses it. Will pick up a leg by. Oh, there was a chance for run out. What are the Bangladeshi batters doing? Lack of attention and focus, Dilara. Shriyanka Patil was alert to the opportunity. She had a shy at the non-striker's end. It would have been curtains for Dilara had the direct hit been affected. Would be interesting to see a replay of that miscommunication between Murshida Khatun and Dilara Akhtar. They got the single quite easily. Dilara apparently wanted a couple. Her bat fell after that collision with Pooja Vastrakar, and she did not even try to make her ground back. I think we share the same emotion as Murshida Khatun, that of a little befuddlement. Would not have been counted as obstruction in the field on the part of Vastrakar, I would like to imagine.
Meanwhile, Harmanpreet Kaur, who happens to be one of the highest catchers in T20 cricket, in international cricket, with 61 catches, as we are told, is amongst the highest, has already missed 2 catches in the series. Ended the over, Bangladesh 38 for no loss in 5 overs.
Time for a change in commentary. I'll be joined by Shamunay Ghosh. It's been a fortuitous start for the Bangladeshi openers. A dropped catch, some skiers falling short, a missed run-out opportunity. Credit to Shriyanka Patil for being alert and having a shy, though the throw was a bit wavered on the part of Patil. An eventful 5th over it was, and Dilara Akhtar will need some medical attention, it seems. Has summoned the services of Tasneem Yusuf, who hails from Sri Lanka, the physio. The magic spray is in action. Shamunay, what do you make of that last over? Lots happening.
Very eventful, Onesha. Very good afternoon to you, and very good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, very eventful over. So a boundary, runs taken, catch dropped, and that run-out opportunity, I felt that the fielder actually had more time than she actually realized. Lapse in concentration from the batter, yes, very rare. But then, you know, all she had to do, she had the presence of mind, she picked up the ball, and then she had way more time than she realized, and all 3 stumps to aim at.
And could have probably outrun Dilara Akhtar and to taken the bails off herself, Shriyanka Patil. Who is the new change bowler? Will bowl the final over of the power play. Missed the run out. Might strike with the ball, as she did in the second T20i early in her innings.
Comes down the wicket. Not much turn on offer. Think Murshida was playing for the turn. Ricocheted off the bat onto the grill of the helmet, and that is why, to the youngsters, you must wear a helmet. Safety first.
Absolutely. And there was some awkward bounce as well. Probably coped that on her helmet. Harmanpreet Kaur, on her part, is clutching her left shoulder.
Two minds. Initially was thinking of coming down the wicket, but then held her ground. But this is good bowling from Shriyanka.
It's not always in international cricket or domestic cricket. You see Harmanpreet dropping sitters. Has been a fixture now for the last couple of games.
Short cut was in the air. Going for the quick run. Throw in from Shafali. But allows the single. And you mentioned that last day it was actually Murshida who was dropped. She capitalized on that. Today it's Dilara.
Another run-out opportunity, but the dive was put in by Murshida. Good to see her put a price on her wicket. Over the wicket from the media box end will Shriyanka Patil operate against the right-hander. Point in place, mid-off and the cover fielder. 4 in the leg side.
Pulls it between those two fielders outside the circle. One at mid-wicket, one at deep square leg. And she put it between the fielders, which allowed her to come back for the second.
Good strike rotation. And credit to the Bangladeshi batters to have shown intent while also not losing wicket. Some credit also goes to the Indians for ensuring the Bangladeshi openers are still out there in the middle.
Pulls it again, goes aerial. Dive in from Sajna, but dropped. Dilara on this occasion comes back for the second. This is the second chance that she has got. Dilara Akhtar.
Sajivan Sajna was herring in from the mid-wicket region. Went full stretch with that dive. Perhaps got both her hands to it. But there was enough power in the ball for it to burst through her fingers. A good effort nonetheless, but the fielding coach of the Indian team will perhaps want the side to take those catches.
Flat, darted that in. Loud appeal from Sriyanka. On-field umpire not interested. There is a single taken. Ali Arman Rajon signals leg buys. That ends the last delivery of the 6th over. 5 runs of the Sri Lanka Patil over. After power play, Bangladesh are 44 without loss, which one could argue is the best power play for Bangladesh in this series.
A bit wayward had it been bowled more on the middle and off stump line. The LBW could have well been in play. As far as India's coaching staff goes, it's held by Amol Muzumdar, the head coach. Avishkar Salvi is the bowling coach. Munish Bali, the fielding coach. Dot balls have been a concern for Bangladesh in the first 2 T20Is. 61 in the first T20I, 59 in the second. Only 14 so far in the power play. Radha Yadav comes in now. Looped into the middle and off stump. Played off the back foot to the point fielder, Shafali Verma, for no runs. India's fielding over the course of this tour, Shamuna, will be in focus.
It's looking to come down the wicket. Bowl short. And then underarm throw from Radha Yadav herself. Yeah, fielding, I think both the teams will want to step it up, and hence, as you've heard, during the toss, I asked Harmanpreet Kaur, what are some of the objectives that you would look forward to, but this is exactly what you were saying on Nesha, perhaps going down the leg because of the turn. Darted that one in, but no ball signaled, and will be a free hit. Was looking for the second. Now direct hit could have been trouble at the non-striker's end. What was she thinking? The second run was not on. This is Dilara, by the way.
A lot has happened in that delivery. Lots to unpack. A front foot no ball has been added to Radha Yadav's name. She will have to re-bowl that delivery. And a run-out opportunity, another one, goes a-begging on the part of the Indians. It was Dilara Akhtar again at the danger end. We need to inquire what talisman she came out to bat with.
Down the wicket, in the air. It's a free hit now, run out. I think that is a run out. Dipti Sharma, if I'm not wrong, was the fielder there. Good presence of mind. It was hit in the air, catch taken. But remember, this was a free hit, so catch will not count. But good presence of mind to throw the ball back to the wicketkeeper quickly. And Well, while it could have been Dilara, I think it's Murshida who's making the long walk back.
Do not take on the arm of Deepti Sharma. It should be put down in the cricketing copybook, because it was the arm that impressed a certain Hemlata Kala when she was early in her teens, and it started her cricketing journey. And here she is getting that breakthrough, that arm, that golden arm of Deepti Sharma's, effecting the run out. Great collection by Richa Ghosh, the wicket keeper, and Murshida Khatun has to depart. A wicket off a no ball, and it has been adjudged run out. 15 ball, 9 is all the top scorer from the second T20i, Murshida Khatun, can get. Lots of miscommunication was happening in the lead up to that dismissal, and this was definitely on the cards. You can only survive so many times. Eventually, they found Deepti Sharma, whose direct hit gave India this much needed wicket after Bangladesh remained wicketless in the power play. With the introduction of Radha Yadav, India make the first inroads.
Murshida goes for 9. It's the first wicket to fall, and look who's here. Is the skipper, Nigar Sultana Jyoti, in at 3 as the most successful opening stand in T20s against India. Just put up by Bangladesh, which is 46 runs. Plenty of experience, 1700 plus runs, 113 unbeaten is her highest score in this format. She's got a century.
It's her 92nd T20I, and that's the longest streak by a Bangladesh women's player in T20Is. Nicely carted along the ground. Will look to pick up a couple, but decides against it. Jyoti is not happy with Dilara. Probably a couple is what was on her minds. Gets off the mark of the first delivery, does the Bangladesh captain. Was dismissed for a single-digit score in that second T20I, in what was a bit of contentious call.
Yeah, one could say that, but just like to go back to the run out after this delivery. Short, pulled. One bounce to Deepti Sharma, one who initiated or created that run out with a beautiful throw. But the reason I want to discuss this on Nisha is because it was a free hit, yes. You hit it aerial, straight to the fielder. So there's no run on. Just makes you wonder why she was thinking of a run.
Again, bold shot. Goes at the back foot and punches it towards Sajeevan Sajna for a single. With that, the conclusion of the 7th over is effected, and Bangladesh are 49 for 1. Nigar Sultana Jyoti has obviously promoted herself to number 3. It was Shobhana Mustari who was batting in that position in the second T20I, and kind of came out all guns blazing. Carted Renuka Singh Thakur for a few boundaries.
He's probably trying to balance things out further, give her more game time in terms of where batting is concerned. Nigar Sultana Jyoti coming in at number 3. That brings Renuka Singh Thakur back. Started from the other end. Now she'll be bowling from the media end. There's a deep cover, deep square leg and deep mid wicket.
Fuller length delivery, driven to Shriyanka Patil. And these runouts is something that the Bangladesh batters need to be wary of. There was a lot of indecision in the power play between the openers. There were a number of runouts. They lost their wickets to during the Australia series as well. So it's been a trend of sorts.
Wide signaled. Did walk across. Did Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Still pretty away from her. Nigar Sultana Jyoti did mention that there was some improvement with the bat in hand in the second T20I. Surely They would have wanted to finish the innings better in that second T20i. Well, there's a change in the commentary box as Jannatul Shumona replaces Onnesha Ghosh. Very good afternoon, Shumona. Hope you're well.
Good afternoon, Shamonai Ghosh, and also good afternoon, everyone who is listening.
Was looking to hit it on the offside, just off the inside part of the bat. Will allow Jyoti to take the single and give the strike back to Dilara. Now, Dilara's been the aggressor. She was attacking in the previous T20I also, but ended up losing her wicket. She's got a couple of opportunities, in fact, to name a few. And we think Jyoti will be playing the anchor role and holding the innings together. That will be the aim, while Dilara goes on in the positive fashion. Long on, deep mid-wicket and deep square leg in position. Inside edge, gone through the legs of Richa Ghosh, the wicket-keeper. Should be a boundary, it is.
Dilara tried to whack again. This time inside is Lucky and 4 runs behind the wicket-keeper. She's very good. She's doing so well so far in the leg side. Can say the bottom hand dominant player.
It did not go to the pitch of the ball. Lucky for her, the inside edge did not lead onto the stumps. But fortune favors the brave. Change of pace. Loud appeal from Richa Ghosh and the bowler also. The question is it given? I think the batter's already walking. Dilara Akhtar is already walking. So there was something. This is smart bowling, clever bowling from Renuka Singh Thakur. Took pace of the ball, similar trajectory of the ball in terms of angle in comparison to the previous delivery, going in and just induces that edge.
Yeah, if you look at the replay again, yeah, she tried to whack it, sweep it at it, and it's in the gloves. Yeah.
She went deep into the crease, was looking to hit it away in that square leg region. She preferred the onside overall in this innings. Off the gloves, but good presence of mind and a very good catch taken by Richa Ghosh behind the stumps. Dilara Akhtar goes for 39 as Bangladesh lose their second.
Very fine batting from Dilara Akhtar. Again, she batted so well today. 39 rounds. Shovana Mustari, the new batter, coming into the wicket. Need to make some partnership this time. Plays 36 matches so far, 310 runs. Highest score 30 runs. Strike rate 76.54.
Capable of better. A quick single taken, but credit should be given to Harmanpreet Kaur because the bowling change has worked. Now brings on Renuka Singh Thakur for her third over, and she gives them the breakthrough. After 8, Bangladesh 56 for 2. Lots of women have showed up in the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium for this T20 International, and of different ages. You also notice some students. Shubhana Mustari has to rebuild this innings and build a partnership along with the captain Dipti Sharma. We're bowling from the grandstand end. For a second over, played with soft hands, well placed. And a single taken. Sumana, you've been to a school after the first T20i, and you were there with Anisha and saw a lot of enthusiasm as Nigar Sultana Jyoti, the captain, and Maruf also were there. The kids were very excited, as you told me.
Yeah, it was a different experience. I didn't think that this way the kids and the girls like the women's cricket and following the women's cricket is unbelievable. Tight run and length by Deepti Sharma this time, no runs.
Yep. Fielded off her own bowling, but very tight and accurate. Deepti Sharma usually is. But just going back to that and such initiatives, because these girls coming from different backgrounds and some of them from very humble backgrounds, all have their stories, their struggles. Some getting support from the family, some not. But these are the icons, and they're making the inroads and making it a culture, and maybe they'll go on to inspire a lot of the girls, youngsters going forward to pick up the game.
That's the thing we're always looking for in Bangladesh women's cricket. And of course, credit goes to our head of women's cricket, Habibul Bashar sir. He taking this thing very seriously and let the girls go to the schools and everything. So that's the thing. That's the thing very important to growing women's cricket in Bangladesh. So it just started, and you can see the difference from last 2 games and 2 days after this thing. We can see lots of female supporter and students come to watch our games.
This is good bowling. Not even allowing Sobhana Mostari to take a single. Very tidy over from Deepti Sharma, 58 for 2. Yeah, the seamers have been a tad bit expensive in comparison to the spinners. Such was the case in the second T20 internationals also. Good to see the ladies show up to support the female cricketers in the middle. Was hit hard by Jyoti straight to that fielder at mid-on, but single to no avail.
I think it's a good battle versus Radha versus Jyoti. Radha is a very experienced bowler plus very smart bowler, always bowl according to the batsman. At the same time, Jyoti can play very well, always play according to the bowler. So, yeah, it's going to be a good battle versus Jyoti versus Radha.
Full, nicely driven, but there is a sweeper in place, so we'll only get a single. Now, Nigar Sultana Jyoti, we spoke how she's come up to bat at number 3. She averages almost, in fact, close to 40 batting at number 3 in this format, whereas her career average is around 25 plus. So she definitely has fared well when she's come to bat at number 3. Around 30 innings or so. 22, beg your pardon, 22 innings in this position. Another single taken. But speaking of inspiring others, what inspired you, Shumana, to take up the... Oh, we'll get back to that. It is a no ball, bowled by Radha Yadav, and will be a free hit, as signaled by umpire Ali Arman Rajon. Will be the second free hit in this innings so far. The first free hit, well, it got India a wicket. There it is. Darted that one in, was quicker. So will only come off the inside part of the bat and give Jyoti a single. But coming back to that, what inspired you to take up the game, and at what age?
I start cricket very early my age, at the age of 10 and 11. So watching the cricket in the TV and always inspired me a lot. That's a very good ball, tight line and length, good pace there, giving no room this time. So I'm going back to my story. So yeah, watching TV, watching cricket on the television a lot, and down leg this time looks. And watching the boys on the TV, as I mentioned, Bangladesh men's cricket doing so well on the TV, on cricket world, and this makes me very much into cricket. That's always I wanted to be a cricket. That's how I get inspired from.
This is good bowling. This is very good bowling from Radha Yadav. The spinners are keeping it quite tough. Radha Yadav asking the question. She's coming around the wicket, left arm spinner, and I think it pitched around middle and leg. She felt it straightened enough. Full. Goes straight and away from the fielder at long on, but did not time it as well as she'd prefer to, but they'll still scamper for two and get it successfully.
Yeah, little bit flight on the ball. Jyoti used the feet very well, read the ball very well, coming down, and she saw an off fielder over there, and yeah, she scored 2 runs this time.
And above all, she placed it nicely. Presence of mind that there was no fielder there. So 10 overs done with. Bangladesh women are 66 for 2. And it's also time for drinks. .66 for 2. After 10 overs, Bangladesh being invited to bat first by the India captain, Harmanpreet Kaur. But they're coming up. They've come in all ages. Some students, some middle-aged and some elderly also. Which is good to see. Showing support for the women in the middle. And there's a change in the commentary box, as there is a change in bowling on the field also. Pooja Vastrakar will be bowling from the grandstand end, coming back for her third over, and Jannat Lushwana is replaced by Istiaq Ahmed, former cricketer. Hello, hope you're well.
Thank you, Shaman Noy. Pooja Vastrakar will try and be aggressive. She's been aggressive when Dilar Akhtar was batting, but she has the captain, Bangladesh captain, batting now, Nigar Sultana, who's looking very confident. Subhana Mustari, on the other hand, just come in and flicks it off her pads, only for a single, down to fine leg.
was rather off the bat, but took her bottom hand off. Bit of bounce on offer for Pooja Vastakar. Shobhana Mustari showed glimpses in the previous match. Quick runs scored by her. It's from Rangpur.
Yeah, she, 4 4s last time. Looked good for as long as she lasted. Shobhana Mustari's got 19 in the previous outing and will expect to partner Nigar Sultana, the captain, and try and see how far they can go as long as they don't miss those singles, those not to give dot balls. Nigar Sultana, of course, has played as many as 91 matches and will look to continue to show how important she is as a batter. Tried to pull or hook or what, only she'll know. The ball didn't get up as much as she would have expected. Lucky not to connect properly.
Yep. Had a conversation with the Bangladesh captain Nigar Sultana Jyoti, and she mentioned how the head coach Hasan Tilakaratne, former Sri Lankan cricketer, has given them KPIs, key performance indicators, certain targets given to each of the players to improve match by match.
Shobhana Mustari drives it elegantly to square of the point region for a single. Yes, and these obviously help the players motivate themselves to improve their performances as long as you know what is expected of you, what target and what kind of situation you're supposed to perform under. So I think Dilara Akhtar and all they've improved, as you can see. Even today's performance is an improvement from the previous ones.
Perhaps too short, as Mohammad Sajidul Islam signals a wide, and also one for the over the head of the batter. But yeah, and one of them being reducing the number of dot balls. Yes, of course, you being more positive, look for boundaries, but when they're not coming with respect to the time of the game, try and look for the singles and doubles.
And one thing that is evident from their outing in the first match, the second match, and this match is the fact that they have they have been positive. They've tried to get along with the game. They've not shied away from going after the balls. They've tried to rotate the strike, and of course, at times, maybe it's the lack of proper judgment, maybe hitting the wrong balls at times, which has led to their downfall. Plays it square on the offside. Sajana Sanjeeva picking the ball there. Only for a single to Shobhana Mustari. At 72 for 2 in 11 overs, Bangladesh. Shriyanka Patil, the young off spinner, has been entrusted with the ball. The young off spinner, studying her field. Shobhana Mustari looks all around to see where the fielders are. Ambles in, bowls, comes down the wicket and plays it through extra cover, takes the aerial route. Magnificent shot for 4.
Well, it was about time. Something had to give. Shriyanka Patil being brought back on for a second over. Premeditated, one could say, using her feet, couple of steps forward and converting it into a half volley. And through deep extra cover for 4. Good attacking stroke from Shobhana.
That was an elegant stroke, no doubt. And that was the aggressive intent that I was talking to you about. They want to get along with the game. They're coming out of the wicket and being positive. That shot, of course, was a perfect shot, perfectly executed. over extra cover for 4.
Partnership now 22 runs, so they've taken their time, steadied the ship, and then now they sort of pick this over up. I have Harmanpreet Kaur having a conversation with Shriyanka Patil, who's given away 24 runs in each of the previous T20Is. Speaking of the first and second T20I, got 2 for in the second match and a sole wicket in the first one.
Goes off the back foot, punches it only for a single. See the difference? Both sides are youthful, both sides are young, but the Indians, of course, are vastly experienced, and that's where you see the difference between the two sides. But it's the Bangladeshis. I think I've been impressed with the way they've gone on with their performances, the upward trend in their performances.
Play to the merit of the ball, they say. And that's what Shubhana Mustari has done so far in the over. First ball, she comes down the wicket, makes it into a half volley. Second ball, expects the bowler to go a tad bit short, so plays with soft hands. Now was trying to play with the turn.
That was a single she was wanting to take. Wisely sent back by the captain, Jyoti.
But this is good bowling from Shriyanka because she still doesn't have much cover in the offside boundary in front of square. Cover and mid-off inside the circle. And she's not bowling too full. She's bowling length deliveries. Good bowling.
Tries to half flick, half pull. Should get 2 in the process. No, it was quick retrieve from the fielder from deep, fine leg. And that's the end of the over. 79 for 2 for Bangladesh in the 12th over. There's a change in the commentary box. I'm joined by a very young Shumona who will take up. I'll ask her. 79 for 2. What do you think? You think Bangladesh has put up a decent score, good enough to take it up to 150 from here?
So far, Bangladesh starts so well today. If they can go with this in 10 and looks good, both two batsmen in the crease, making some partnership, take some time, singles and doubles there. So I hope they have a good possibility to score 150 runs today.
Dipti Sharma, the experienced campaigner there. But the batsman wasn't able to work it out for a single. Dipti Sharma, of course, is a player who has served Indians well, will try and continue with her impressive performances so far in this tour. Cuts there, Jyoti, unable to get her. And I think you're absolutely right in saying that they'll try and take those singles, but that they should look busy. They're always going for those big hits, but it's those singles that get neglected and overlooked at times. Pulls it. Impressive shot there. Backward of square. Beating Shefali Verma within the circle. Backward of square. Only for a single there.
Little bit change of the field this time. Shefali Verma come back to gully area and Shriyanka back to the square leg next to the umpires.
Works it out. Pads for a single. It was a bit of a risk. Had the ball hit the wicket, I think that would have been a close shave.
Risk taking this time. Harmanpreet Kaur pick up the ball, throw it straight away. It's close. Direct hit could be out.
Yes, and these are the risks that you need to take, although you need to take those calculated risks. Dipti Sharma once again plays it, works it out deftly on the leg side for a quick run single. And that's the way you do. You rotate the strikes. Don't leave any dot balls. No matter how experienced the bowlers are, the fielders are obviously pretty much within the circle, trying to cut you off from taking those singles, but you have to judge how quick you can run, where you place the balls. This time she kind of pulls it. Half pull, half sweep. Jyoti on that occasion. gets another single. Bangladesh at the end of the 13th over are comfortably placed at 83 for 2. Interesting ploy by the Indians. Sriyanka Patil bowls it. It was a little bit of a misdirected ball. It was the ball going a bit outside from the middle stump, going towards the leg stump, flicks it off her pads for a single. They're not allowing the batters to play anything on the offside. They've packed the field on the onside, allowing them to take those singles.
And of course, one single is always win for the bowler in T20 cricket.
They need to make sure that they don't miss out on the singles, that if they're allowing at all, tries to pull it and gets a single in the process, which is to the fielder at backward square leg. A young, seriously thinking Sriyanka Patil ambles into ball to Jyoti, who was lucky there. The ball stopped. She tried to come down the wicket, trying to hit it over mid-wicket. But since the ball stopped a bit, led her to that shot. It was lucky it got the outer edge of the bat.
They are building up pressure here, and they have that little bit bounce on the ball as well. Pace and bounce.
That's what the captain expects from the bowler. And the young Sriyanka Patil is obliging because she is bowling right to the fielders placed for her bowling.
That's a quick
single. Run out which has been requested by the. I think that could be the end of the batter there. Subhana Mustari, the bat not placed properly. A good throw and a good glove work there by Richa Ghosh. The bat looks as if it's crossed the line, but it is over the line. The decision might go in favor of the Indians. A good throw, a good collection, a pretty quick one at that. And I think she should be walking sadly to the dugout.
Yeah, that's the thing happen when you play too many doors and you have to, they have no option. You have to try some risk taking. And the result ended up by a run out.
The umpire waiting for the decision, and it's been given out, and I think it's going to be Mustari. After a well-compiled 15, one would say, but that's not the right time to lose a wicket. Bangladesh were looking good actually. With plenty of overs.
New batter 5 marker.
Has played 83 matches, quite experienced. Fahima Khatun scoring 385 runs will look to partner Nigar Sultana and try to build up a partnership from here. It's all about partnerships. It's all about... That was a pull, attempted, given out for the ball, going straight to the pads. The batsman, I don't think, will think about trudging down back to the pavilion. Fahima Khatun, unfortunately, was out first ball, even the last match. The ball going straight to the wicket. The umpire had absolutely no hesitation.
Previous match he got out as well. LBW, first ball, back-to-back duck. And looks very cross-batted shot in the first ball. Ritimoni coming number 5 this time. Looks very close. Pitch up in the middle. I think hit in the middle of this time as well.
So she's been benefited by bowling according to her field, bowling just according to the plans, bowling just according to the directions given by the skipper, Shriyanka Patil, a very promising youngster indeed. Ritu Moni, another senior campaigner with playing almost 63 matches. That's the end of the over again, 14 overs, Bangladesh 86 for 4. She's played 63 matches, scoring 392 runs with the highest of 39. Quite an experienced player amongst the Bangladeshis. I think Ritu Moni and Jyoti are trying to work out on some strategy as to how to play out the remaining 6 overs that they have. Sure, they must have worked out on a target which they are going to achieve, going to go near for us as far as they can go. Because anything less than 150 would not mean much to the Indian side. Fahima Khatun, unfortunately, is scored 10 ducks, as the record says. A single there by Nigar Sultana, by Ritu Moni, I'm sorry.
Radha Yadav back to attack again. This is her third over. Riti looks very positive in the first ball, straight away off the mark. In the second ball, again single taking.
Radha Yadav was another bowler who impressed in the last 2 matches. Nigar Sultana pulls it through mid-wicket only for a single. Radha Yadav, left arm spinner, taking 3 wickets in the last match that they played here. Just a single was there for the taking, but refused by the non-striker, and a quick pick up there by Shefali Verma, backward a point. Radha Yadav, the 24-year-old from Mumbai, flights the ball, trying to allure Ritu Moni to come out of the wicket. She did, but was wise enough not to go ahead with the shot. Works it out on the leg stump, backward of square for a single. Ritu Moni and Jyoti are the last hope for Bangladesh. 140, 150 looks a remote possibility now. What do you think would be a target Bangladesh should have from here on?
If you saw previous games of Bangladesh as well, they started so well. They really struggle in the middle, especially middle order batsmen. So I can say in this game also kind of this scenario, if they can get out from it, make some positive intent. So I hope they can score some good score today. But this from this partnership, and the next batsmen are very important. Change of the comebacks.
There's a change in the commentary box now. Someone Noy Ghosh with Annesha Ghosh and Shaman Noy Ghosh.
Yeah, half of the Bengali community thinks I am an Anonna. Though I am Annesha, I would love to set the record straight for my community and beyond. Deepti Sharma will bowl out as we head into the death overs. Floated onto the middle and leg stump. It's interesting to learn that India have named Avishkar Salvi, the former India and Mumbai fast bowler, as their bowling coach for this series, replacing Troy Cooley.
He played it late, and hence backward a square, but this is a good piece of fielding from Smriti Mandhana, diving to her left. It's the middle overs, Annesha. I think India's pulled back again. Bit of a collapse, but they've bowled very tight, interesting ploy, and put pressure on the batters to go on, ride the boundaries and go on, try and take the singles, and in the process, Bangladesh have given away 2 runouts.
Absolutely. They had 2 sizable partnerships going, 46 of 40 for the opening wicket and then 30 of 36 for the third wicket. Noddled into the leg side now. Deepti Sharma continues to keep it tight. Remember, it was Deepti who gave India the breakthrough with that superb direct hit, that run out.
Comes down the wicket, plays it along with the turn.
And speaking of Avishkar Salvi, he is of course coming off the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy win with the Punjab men's team in the 2023-24 season as head coach. So looks like there has been a reward for him. End of the 16th over, Bangladesh on 91 for 4.
A good opening stand between Murshid and Dilara, yet again laying the foundations right. Dilara after 39 of 27. But then it's just Jyoti who's on strike. Plays it late again, but straight to that fielder at point. And now that makes it almost 30 deliveries since the last boundary, which was hit in the very first delivery of the 12th over.
And I would surely expect Jyoti to bring out the aerial strokes. It's interesting that she's batting at number 3 after 24 T20i innings in nearly 2 years. When you're the side's premier batter, why wouldn't you bat in a position as important as number 3?
They put pressure on the fielder. Sajna Sajivan on the offside in the deep. And it was actually Jyoti's call to come back for the second.
And that is what you would expect of the senior and experienced campaigner. Ensured they converted that single into a double.
In the air, with no one inside the circle on the onside except for that short fine leg fielder will allow a single. So that's what you got to do when the boundaries are not hard to come by. Make sure you rotate the strike. At least as of now, they're doing that right. But we're on to the 17th over. Interesting to see when they step on the gas.
They started out with a run rate of 7.33 in the power play. They decelerated to 6.60 after the end of 10 overs. And will need to pick up the scoring rate because it is the final 4 overs that are left in the innings.
Current run rate 5.70. So, yeah, they need to accelerate. Question is when do they target a bowler? Renuka Singh bowling her fourth. The back of her, just a slower delivery actually. Again, single on offer.
Also, the question is, what is a good total for this Bangladesh side? Because their highest total against India has been 142 for 3, which came during the 2018 Asia Cup in Kuala Lumpur. And as far as India go, the highest they've posted against Bangladesh in this format is 163 for 5 during the 2016 T20 World Cup at home.
Just to go back to what you were saying, during the toss, Nigar Sultana Jyoti mentioned around the 130 mark. Is still 3 runs away from 100 after the 17th over. We'll come back to that discussion. It's 97 for 4.
Five bowlers deployed by Harmanpreet Kaur in the third T20i, as was the case in the second match as well. 1 wicket apiece for Renuka Singh and Shriyanka Patil. Most of them have been quite economical. I would
refer to the third column there, after the top 2, which are the seamers. Economy rate quite less, quite the wind blowing through the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium as Shriyanka Patil comes in for her 4th over. Pulls. There is protection, so we'll only get a single.
Bangladesh do have the additional batter, who is something of a batting all-rounder in the form of Shorifa Khatun. But I would love to see a promotion for Marufa Akhtar, who can use the long handle.
She surely can. Idealizes Hardik Pandya, Marufa Akhtar. And in recent times, the people have seen her spending more time in the nets with the bat in hand.
Absolutely. Looks up to Hardik Pandya in batting and Mitchell Starc in bowling.
A quicker one down the leg will be extras, more of them. She's looking to hit it hard, this particular stroke, Ritumoni.
$100 up for Bangladesh in the 18th over.
Big swing, didn't connect it properly. Yeah, so 101 now. 2 more overs to go after this. So if they're at least looking for 125, they have to go at great guns from here.
Yes, they have to showcase a late overs flourish. 101 now.
Comes down the wicket, goes straight, mid-off inside the circle, clears the fielder, her counterpart. And Dipti Sharma, as the ball wins the race. Much needed boundary for Bangladesh.
That will do it. That will certainly help. Good use of the feet, good enterprise, well timed, injected enough muscle. Evaded Harmanpreet Kaur at mid-off. And Dipti Sharma, who sprinted from long on. Bangladesh need more of that intent in these final few overs.
Consistency of Nigar Sultana Jyoti, and she's certainly one of those characters who takes accountability, and through a conversation got to know that she was also the class captain back in school. That all these factors growing up play a pivotal role in. It did play a pivotal role in making her a leader, making her the leader she is today.
And what a leader she is. It's not easy, mind you, to lead a side like Bangladesh, where women's cricket is still in its nascency. Floated, tried to come down the track. And that would be the end of the 18th. 106 for 4 of Bangladesh. Nigar Sultana Jyoti of course, looked up to her brother, who played a pivotal part in ensuring that she took up cricket. The other day during one of the visits she had to a Sylhet school, she said that instead of playing with dolls, she was more drawn towards the cricket bat and ball and gloves. No wonder she's leading Bangladesh today, all of 26, and has been such an inspirational figure to this young side whose average age is 23.6.
Nigar Sultana Jyoti, she played the Dhaka League when she was only 12 years old. Only 12. Radha Yadav hit straight, powerfully. Through back of the foot of Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Well,
Nigar, of course, has 2 half-centuries in her last 6 T20I innings. She scored 63 against Australia in the second T20I and 51 in the opening fixture of this ongoing Bangladesh versus India women's 5-match T20I series.
Goes aerial, offside, no fielder there. Good chase, relay fielding as the batters come back for the second. Her father is from Shavar, Nigar Sultana Jyoti, speaking of her, but she grew up with her maternal grandparents, with her mother in Sherpur.
She's played a key role in ensuring Bangladesh got past the 3-digit score. An LBW appeal from Radha Yadav, and it's given. The Bangladesh captain has to depart, and it is Radha Yadav who has struck again in her final over of the innings. Nigar did try to come down the track perhaps, but had to pay the price for it. Would have gone on to thump onto her back foot. Slightly higher, but doesn't matter. She's making the long walk back to the dugout after scoring 28 for 36. As Bangladesh slumped to 108 for 5.
She is very disappointed. Doesn't look happy at all. She came down the wicket. Yes, of course, as you mentioned, it hit the back foot. But she took a few steps forward. And impact, again, that would be a major question. But another important question would be, and by the reaction of the captain, if she had an inside edge there of the bat.
That would be rather unfortunate, because in the second T20I2, she was adjudged NBW when the ball clearly pitched outside off against Radha Yadav too that time around. She was livid as she made her walk back to the dugout, threw her bat in anger, which is not something you see or associate with a Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Is usually very restrained, very respectful. So I'm not sure how that expression of anger might go down with the match referee.
Oh, came down the wicket, and Radha Yadav cleans her up. Sharifa, the sole change in this lineup for Bangladesh today, was looking to hit a big one, but missed it altogether.
1 brings 2, and Sharifa Khatun has to depart for a duck. Top off and middle it took, and Radha Yadav has a double wicket over to her name, as she had in the second T20I, was on a hat-trick. And this time around too, she's stymieing the Bangladeshi batters. The batter did come down the track, went for a wild swing, but couldn't connect, and Radha Yadav was right on the money again.
Rabia Khan is the new batter in, but Radha's bowled well, bowled smartly. 48 runs. Well, she's capable of more. The The numbers don't do justice to her talent. Takes a step forward. Oh, gone through the hands, but it sounded sweet of the bat. 4 runs of the first ball she faced Rabia Khan to end Radha Yadav's over. Bangladesh move on to 112 for 6.
I would listen to that crack of the bat every single day of the week instead of Hans Zimmer. Was it Smriti Mandhana who went for the catch? Yes, it was indeed jersey number 18, but couldn't hold on to it. Probably got just her fingertips to it. Radha Yadav and Nikar Sultana Jyoti has proven to be quite the matchup. And it will be the pace of Pooja Vastrakar from the media box end that will close out this innings.
Ritu Moni on strike. Last over. Pooja Vastrakar. Short. In the air. Top edge. Richa Ghosh does the rest as Bangladesh lose another one. 7th wicket this time.
Safe hands from Richa Ghosh, the wicketkeeper. The call was loud and clear and early. She alerted the fielders on the offside in the infield that the catch was hers for the taking and ensured she got underneath it just in time and pouched it safely to give Pooja Vastrakar her first wicket of the match. Bangladesh managed just 119 in the previous game, and here they run the risk of posting a lower total than that.
The Bangladesh vice captain walks in. Nahida Akhtar. Well, they had to go. This is the last over. At one stage, Bangladesh were 85 for 2 in the 14th over. 7th wicket brings Nahida Akhtar in. 5 more deliveries to go. Deep square leg, deep mid-wicket in position. Starts off with a Yorker outside the off stump. Very well bowled.
Richa Ghosh has been very impressive with the gloves. Remember, there's also another wicketkeeper batter in Yastika Bhatia in the 16-member squad that India have brought to Bangladesh. But going by how Richa Ghosh has been used as the first choice wicketkeeper here, even if Yastika goes on to make the World Cup squad and the Asia Cup squad prior to that, it's likely Ghosh who would be keeping wickets for India.
Deep point. Point falls back as deep point. It's coming forward. Well-directed Yorker. More of a toe crusher. But somehow managed an inside edge. And a single.
Nicely darted into the block hole. Followed the batter who was backing away. And executed that Yorker beautifully. Vastrakar has bowled superbly in all 3 matches. And here too, she's been very, very frugal, taking 1 wicket so far.
Full again. That is nicely timed by Rabia. Superb effort from Smriti Mandhana. She's still looking for the ball. Looking to come back for the third. Bit of a confusion. They probably would have made it. But what a stroke. In the process of running, she dropped her bat, but no shortage of commitment.
Yeah, there would be a replay of that to see if there was any contact with Mandhana's body and the rope and the ball. There wasn't. And Mandhana was a tad confused as to where the ball had been while she had made and effected that stop. Very good effort from the India vice captain there.
Good cricket all around. Angled in. Plays with the angle. Takes a single. But that stroke, she just opened the face of the bat like a proper batter. Just to give a slight bit of insight, Rabia Khan, known for her leg spinning prowess, used to bowl seam early on when she was 13.
Well, when you have your idol as Mashrafe Mortaza, you can expect the batter to bring out those fiery, bold strokes, as would agree pretty much the whole of Bangladesh, I believe, as a nation.
116 for 7, last delivery of the innings. Yorker, outside edge. Deep third is in position. Looking to come back for the second is Nahida, and will give away her wicket in the process. Had to go for that for the team. Make it 117, as only a single will count of the 20 overs for the loss of 7 wickets for Bangladesh.
A run out was the mode of dismissal through which Bangladesh lost their first wicket of the innings, and it is a run out that closes out the innings for the hosts after they lost the toss, and Harmanpreet Kaur, the India skipper, put them in. Third dismissal in the innings to the name of Ghosh, the wicket-keeper, and they have fallen short, have Bangladesh. 2 runs fewer than their eventual tally in the second T20i. After some enterprising knocks in the middle and up top, they fell apart, as has been the theme of their batting performance so far in these 3 games of the 5 T20I series.
The top order started well for a partnership which was over 40 between Mushida Khatun and Dilara Akhtar. 40 of 46 to be precise. Then Nigar Sultana Jyoti promoted herself up the order, came in at number 3, 28 of 36. Dilara being the top scorer, 39 of 27. And the next double figure score came from the number 4, Shobhana Mustari, 15 of 20. All the rest, all in single figures. Bit of a collapse, but here's the bowling card for India, which has been impressive, particularly the spinners.
Absolutely. 5 bowlers used. Shyanka Patil, Renuka Singh and Pooja Vastrakar all getting themselves on the wickets column, as did Radha Yadav. The pick of the bowlers. Time to head to the sidelines for an interview.
Bangladesh, after the 20th over, 117 for 6. Dilara Akhtar obviously was the leading scorer, scoring 39 runs with a fantastic strike rate of 144. She is here with us. Dilara Akhtar, চমৎকার খেলেছেন, চমৎকার স্ট্রাইক রেট। আপনাকে বেশ তৎপর মনে হচ্ছিল রান নেওয়ার ক্ষেত্রে। আপনাদের জুটির মধ্যে বোঝা যাচ্ছিল যে আপনারা স্ট্রাইক রোটেট করবেন এবং রান সংগ্রহ জারি বজায় রাখবেন। আপনাদের ড্রেসিং রুমের মধ্যে আপনাদের প্ল্যানটা কী ছিল, ঠিক সেভাবে কি এক্সিকিউট করতে পেরেছেন?
আসলে আমরা পারছি বলতে ভুল, আমরা চেষ্টা করতেছিলাম। আমরা সব ম্যাচেই চেষ্টা করি যে আমাদের ওপেনিং জুটিটা যদি আমরা একটু ভালো রান দিতে পারি, তাহলে আমাদের পরের ব্যাটসম্যানদের জন্য আরেকটু ইজি হয় খেলা। সো আমরা এভরি ম্যাচ এটাই ট্রাই করি, আর সবাই সবার জায়গা থেকে এটাই চেষ্টা করি।
আপনি যেভাবে আউট হলেন সুইপ করতে গিয়ে ফাস্ট বোলারকে, তো সেভাবে আপনার সেই সময়ে যদি থাকতেন, আপনাকে মনে হয় আপনি থাকলে রানটা 150-এর কাছাকাছি হয়তো বা যেত?
আসলে পুরাটাই আল্লাহর উপর ডিপেন্ড করতো, বাট আমি থাকলে হয়তো বা আর কিছুটা রান আসতো, একটু খেলাটা আর একটু ডিফারেন্ট হইতে পারতো, বাট আনফরচুনেটলি আমি খেলতে পারি নাই। ঠিক আছে,
এখন কি মনে হচ্ছে যে ইন্ডিয়া দলের জন্য হয়তো বা 117 খুব বড় একটা বিশাল স্কোর না, আপনার মনে হয় যে এই টার্গেট তাদেরকে থামাতে পারবেন এই টার্গেটের মধ্যে?
আমাদের বলার অনেক ভালো, আমরা চেষ্টা করব। আসলে সবকিছু আল্লাহর উপরে, খারাপ ভালো সব দিন মিলেই দিন, সো আমরা চেষ্টা করব আসলে।
ধন্যবাদ। Dilara Akhtar is obviously confident that they may be able to cross the line, and she was expecting that if she continued, maybe the score would have been a lot better. However, I think we are up for a good match, as if Bangladesh continues to bowl well, they have a good bowling side, as she says, we could end up seeing a good match. Dhanyabad.
Yeah, thank you, Ishtiaq Ahmed. This is the innings highlights. We spoke of the opening stand, one of those rare deliveries which was bowled really well. Preferred the onside, but on some occasions Dilara was beautiful through the cover region also. Whenever it was short, they didn't hesitate to pull it. At times, they were aerial too. This was a dropped opportunity by Harmanpreet Kaur, dropping Dilara on 27. This was another opportunity, difficult one for Sajeevan Sajna. This was the run out, the first wicket to fall of Murshida. Good throw in by Dipti Sharma of a free hit. Luck was on Bangladesh's side at times also, but good take there from Richa Ghosh down the leg of Renuka Singh Thakur. Shobhana Mustari looked good, came down the wicket through covers. So did Nigar Sultana Jyoti. So it was the second run out for Bangladesh, and Richa Ghosh, she's been very, very quick.
3 run-outs in that Bangladeshi batting innings, which they will need to iron out as they gear up to host the T20 World Cup. Radha Yadav was again on the money, though did bowl to no balls. Quite uncharacteristic on her part. Started this match as the leading wicket taker of the series so far, and after the first innings stays atop the wicket charts. And finally, with that run out of Nahida Akhtar, Bangladesh closed out their innings on 117. So 118 is all India need to get to take an unassailable 3-0 lead in this 5 T20i series.
Yeah, this is what it looks like, being invited to bat first. Dilara, 39 of 27. Key to that innings was she only gave away 5 dot balls. Nigar Sultana Jyoti again returning to consistency, 28 of 36. Shubhana, 15 of 20. I think she scored 15. She faced 15 deliveries in the previous match, scored 19. But Radha, 2 wickets. Shriyanka and Renuka, wickets apiece. Bangladesh, 117 for 8. India women need 118 runs to win this match and win the series also. We'll be back in about 5 minutes' time, approximately, with the run chase. Hello and welcome back to the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium for the third T20 International between Bangladesh women and India women. That's right, India lead the series 2-0, and It's Harmanpreet Kaur who won the toss and asked Bangladesh to come bat first. Bangladesh got off to a good start, courtesy of the openers, Dilara being one of them. 39 of 27. Nigar Sultana Jyoti came in at 3 and batted well. Scored 28 of 36. But it's the last 10 overs that would bother Bangladesh when India managed to squeeze the runs. The last 5 overs, Bangladesh managed only 28 for the loss of 4 wickets. So India, they need 118 runs to win the match and make the series their own. Can Bangladesh defend it? Will be the question. Smriti Mandhana, usual suspect, 3,000 plus runs, class batter, plenty of experience, along with Shefali Verma, who can strike the ball. 850s, 130 plus strike rate, joined by Annisha Ghosh. Hope you're well.
Very much so. And Mandhana and Verma are just 16 runs short of 2,000 runs as an opening pair, averaging 31.49.
Marufa beginning the proceedings from the grandstand end and starts off with a peach of a delivery. New ball, pitch it up outside the off stump, bit of movement. There is a slip in position also.
Dark clouds are gathering. There is rain forecast from about 7 p.m. local time. It's 5:45 now. And all spectators who are in attendance here at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium would hope for a full game.
So reinforcements increased right after the first delivery. Second slip, sort of like a gully position for the second delivery. But Mandhana is off the mark and so is India.
Mandhana tried to loft that over cover. That opening delivery of this chase didn't connect at all and would perhaps rather be at the non-strikers end against this teen bowling prodigy. One of the best pacers out there in international women's cricket right now.
Natural swing she gets with the new ball. Swing inwards towards Shefali Verma's pads. Well, again, you know, India is known for their batting, more for their batting. And you've also praised Bangladesh's bowling in recent times. So it's India's best against Bangladesh's best of some sorts?
Has to be. And a lot will depend on the fielding as well. That could be a key differentiator. A good diving stop in her follow-through. I had a chance to speak to Marufa Akhtar yesterday. Was elaborating as to how she would be doing bench press of about with weights around 20 kilograms a year or so ago. And with the appointment of Ian Durrant, that's gone up to around 44 kgs. And that surely reflects in her fitness.
She is typically an example of a very hard-working character. You know, obviously we all know, we've heard the story of her humble backgrounds, the challenges she and her family went through. But often, when you come and get the center stage, under the spotlight, under the floodlight, you get all the attention, you might get carried away. But on that note, she's remained humble, continued to work hard. She understands what the stage offers and wants to give out her best each and every time. Two slips in positions, but wayward bowling onto the pads, off the foot, off the leg, will go for 4, first boundary in this India innings.
That would have been a cracker of a delivery to the right-hander, but here Mandhana was on strike, strayed down the leg side and had to pay the price for it. An easy leg lance for the veteran India left-hander, who brings up her first boundary of the innings. And after the first over, the visitors are 6 for no loss. It has often been said that Mandhana has struggled in Bangladeshi conditions. And in the first couple of games, the first one, she survived a drop chance, but was out on a single digit. Played patiently in the second one, giving the strike more to Hemlatha, who took Sylhet by storm. But here Mandana does have an opportunity to put up a sizable score. She's coming off a great title-winning run as captain at the Women's Premier League, leading RCB to their maiden title across men's and women's cricket. Scored 300 runs in that competition.
Fariha Krishna bowls full. Shefali Verma, lofted drive to deep extra cover will allow her to come back for the second. She batted well, got a start in the first T20i, 31 of 22, 3 boundaries and a 6 in that one, so is in good touch.
Certainly from the looks of it, planted her front foot forward firmly, and with the fielding restrictions in operation, cleared the infield with ease.
Speaking of the fielding restrictions, Krishna bowling with the deep mid wicket and long on are the two fielders outside the circle in the power play. Offside packed, but all on the edge of the circle.
And a part of the reasoning behind that is, unlike Marufa, Krishna can swing the ball both ways, whereas Marufa is largely an in-swinger.
Just pull the length back, but sort of a straight pull from Shefali Verma. And they would have preferred Bangladesh with Krishna bowling to have the right-hander be on strike more often. But it's in the first T20i where Krishna managed to get the wicket of Smriti Mandhana.
After dropping her off the bowling of Sultana Khatun, who's not playing this match, she has made her way out as Shorifa Khatun came in but could only manage a duck with the bat, as Bangladesh unraveled yet again in the face of India's bowling might.
Back of a length, nicely pulled away. Deep mid wicket will cover it. It's a slight change in field for Smriti Mandhana, where there was a deep cover point on the offside and deep mid wicket, which indicated that she'll be pulling the length back a bit. Now the right-hander is back on strike.
While pretty much the whole of India will want this opening tandem to take the side home, I'm sure many followers of women's cricket would want to watch a certain Dayalan Hemalatha as well.
Oh, what a stroke! That is beautifully hit straight downtown, and one bounce for 4.
Hemalatha can remain padded up for now, because here is Shefali Verma bringing out an exquisite lofted straight dive, holds the pose. Elegant, exquisite, the timing so immaculate on this one.
So nicely hit. It was full there to be hit, but executed perfectly. And you mentioned about holding the pose, but it's also about how she checked it last minute, did not feel the need to go through the full follow through because of how well she timed it.
End of the second over, India are 15 for 0. India, after the end of the second over, are 3 runs ahead of the opposition at the same point in the innings. Marufa Akhtar will continue from the grandstand end with her right arm pace. Shefali Verma has been conventionally deemed a bish bash bosh kind of batter, but in the test matches she's shown how good she can be with the restrained side of batting. A look at the clouds. Well, it could come down heavily any minute, as it did in the second T20i.
in the air, but away from those fielders who were standing on the edge of the circle. Will be covered by Rabia. Come back for the second, the batters.
That's a record 2,000 runs as an opening pair for India women, for Smriti Mandhana and Shefali Verma. Second only to Alisa Haley and Beth Mooney's partnership in that opening position. Speaks volumes about how good this pair has been since the debut of the young Verma. Verma burst onto the cricketing scene with her knock in purple in the Women's T20 Challenge, the now defunct competition that made way for the Women's Premier League. Went on to become India's youngest player in women's international cricket in the 20-over format at just around 15 years old. And here she is, adding more records to her name in the blue jersey.
Also, just to go back to this game at present, she's standing outside the crease and most likely to negate the swing that Marufa Akhtar offers early on. Again, not hesitant to come forward. Oh, crisp timing! That raced away off the bat of Shefali Verma. 4 runs.
Such strong wrist work on display from Verma. Flicked into the leg side. And the fielder, Nahida Akhtar, had no answer whatsoever. Those wrists are made in Haryana, mind you. Her father used to make her work out with tires, car tires. And has reaped great dividends for Indian women's cricket.
Without a doubt, has strong arms, Shefali Verma, and putting them to use.
Remember, it was Shefali Verma who literally single-handedly took India to the final of the Women's T20 World Cup in Australia in 2020 under the captaincy of Harmanpreet Kaur, who became the first Indian woman captain to take the side to the final of a Women's T20 World Tournament, which is a testament to how big an asset Shefali Verma has proven for India women. Last couple of balls in this Marufa Akhtar's second over, and she's going to be bowling at Smriti Mandhana.
Slip in position, not much footwork offered by Smriti Mandhana. Now Marufa is bowling her second, and something tells me that it's going to be very soon that we will see some spin from Bangladesh.
Which has been the trend in the power play as far as Nigar Sultana Jyoti's bowling choices go. A mix of pace and spin, much like India and Harmanpreet Kaur's themselves.
Oh, what a good looking cover drive. Was aerial, but doesn't matter because it was away from that fielder. Crunched it through covers for 4. Smriti Mandhana ends the third over, 26 for no loss.
Take a picture of that and hang it up on your walls, dear Mandhanas in Sangli. Exquisite drive, dropped on the back foot. Vintage Smriti Mandhana on display.
Courtesy of these two openers, India are off to a very good start, chasing 118. And it's going to be Shorifa Khatun, who's made her way into the lineup for this match. And there's also a change in the commentary box as Jannatul Shumona replaces Annesha Ghosh. And we will see spin from Bangladesh. Deep mid wicket, long on in position with the restrictions still in play. Perhaps something interrupted her in her follow-through, so didn't go through with the ball. There are 5 fielders on the edge of the circle on the offside. Nicely played off the back foot, but straight to the fielder.
No rooms this occasion by Sharifa Akhtar. Change of the bowling. Spinner come to the attack.
Pretty much a like-for-like replacement. Came down the wicket, hit hard by Shefali Verma. Well, at least Sharifa's not showing any pain.
Well, stop it by Sharifa. Hope her wrist is okay.
Confirms the on-field umpire that she's fine. Flighted delivery, taken full advantage of. Nicely pierced the gap between those 5 fielders on the offside and 2 to be precise along the cover region. Result, 4 runs.
Shefali once again showing her class. Reached the ball very well and into the gap, 4 runs.
Yeah, it was a lower full toss, which she connected nicely. Sharifa replaced Sultana, the other off spinner. This time, nice looking cover drive, but off the back foot, straight to Ritumoni. Now Jyoti over some time has preferred Sultana, but mentioned in the toss that they want to give opportunities to the players in the squad, and hence Sharifa's here. That chance to make something out of it. Goes aerial. That's hit hard again. 1 bounce for 4. Second boundary of the over.
Bowler has no answer this time again. But if you saw the fielding setup, mid-wicket on the deep, long on in the deep, you have to bowl into the stump. You can't bowl outside the off.
Very good point. Very good point. One is line, outside the off stump. Second, in terms of length, it was in the slot. Now on-field umpires just want to confirm if it fell within the boundary lines. Confirmation, it did, so 4 runs. It's turning out to be quite an expensive over. 8 runs off it. Took pace off. Sweep deployed. Away from that fielder from deep mid-wicket. Ball defeats Rabia and gets to the boundary. Make it 3 boundaries of the Sharifa over. 12 runs of it. 4 overs done with. 38 for no loss.
Sharifa surely wanted to forget this over. That's a very big over for India, Team India. Reached the ball very well, swept at lunges and sweeps so well. There have a gap, no square, deep square. They have a deep square, but it's very forward. No backward deep square leg.
India, the run rate is 9.50. Switch of ends for Fariha Trishna. Back of a length. Smriti Mandhana quite happy to give the strike back to Shefali Verma. Quite evident that Mandhana's playing the anchor role in comparison to the all-out attack that Shefali Verma has deployed. Bangladesh desperately need to break this partnership.
What gonna do young Tishna this time, Faria Khan?
Rotating the strike. And no pressure whatsoever on the Indians. These are the moments where you need something special from a Bangladesh fielder or a bowler, something out of the ordinary to create a chance for yourself. Now a deep cover and deep mid-wicket for the left-handed Smriti Mandhana. No runs.
That's a better line. No room for the batsman. Can't do anything. If Tishna can bowl this area again and again, I think it will be very challenging for the batter.
She's bowled full, particularly this delivery, and she's got some protection at deep cover. Smriti Mandhana chooses to go straight. She does. On cue. One bounce. Second one outside the boundary. 4 runs.
Fuller delivery. Tishna and Sriti just open his face and over the mid off.
Yeah, to the pitch of the ball. It was full again in the slot. So they're asking Mandhana to come play the drive, and she obliges. Full again, this time along the ground. And that is where maturity comes in, because the ball wasn't too different. Maybe slight quicker, this one in comparison to the previous one. But as she got a boundary and the required run rate is well under the radar, no need to take unnecessary risks. Rather preserve the wicket, take a single and give the strike back to the partner. Importance of a partnership. 45 for no loss, one more delivery to go. Goes straight, Shefali Verma on this occasion, but there is a long on for her. Bat also twisted in her hand, so timing not coming off. Single to end the over. Another good over for India. 46 without loss. And that calls for a change in the commentary box also, as the veteran Ishtiaq Ahmed will be joined by Annisha Ghosh.
Great entertainment from the India openers so far. If you're an India fan watching this third T20i broadcast, brought to you by TSports, here from the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium.
Well, Annisha, if you're a cricket fan, you'll be loving every minute of it. The manner in which Smriti Mandhana and Shefali Verma are batting, they've been very aggressive and very stylish and very, very good to look at. Shefali Verma there on the screen is one of the hardest hitters of a cricket ball, but all the shots that she's played has been beautifully executed, very stylishly done. And Smriti Mandhana, on the other hand, is a free-flowing player, as we all know.
Nahid Akhtar, the vice captain and left arm spinner, to continue from the press box end. Flighted outside off stump and will get an edge. It races away to the boundary, does it? Yes, it does. Another boundary added to the name of Shefali Verma, who motors on and reaches 34 of this 21 balls.
She really wanted to give it a whack. She steps outside the off stump, making room, an inside out kind of a shot, gets the outside edge and trickles down to the third man for 4. And that's 50 runs for India of only the 6th over. Nahid Akhtar, beautifully played. Just look at the manner in which she has played it and executed it through covers. A dream of a shot. A connoisseur's delight there by Shefali Verma.
Placement and precision absolutely on point from Verma there. Bisected the field with aplomb. And when Shefali Verma is hitting like that, the best place to be is the non-striker's end, which is where Smriti Mandhana is at.
Well, they seem to be running away with the game. Once again, Shefali Verma hits it over the top of the long off fielder for 4.
There are an estimated 650 muscles in the human body, and with that stroke, Shefali Verma put each one of them to great use.
She doesn't take her follow through all the way. It's halfway between that. There you see, it's and supple riffs, as you can make out from all the shots that she's been playing.
She's toying with the Bangladesh attack, isn't she?
Naida Akhtar, this time, she respects the delivery that deserved to be respected. Plays it back to the bowler. No run there.
Also better length there from Nahida Akhtar, pushing Verma on the back foot.
Well, Verma, Shefali Verma in this belligerent mood and this murderous mood tries to flick on the onside. Not too happy with that effort.
Verma is backing away and Nahida Akhtar is following her. Darted in fuller this time around, did the left-hand bowler. Is the leading wicket taker for Bangladesh in T20Is.
Tosses it up and flicks it to mid-wicket for a comfortable single, which takes India to 60 of 6 overs.
.59 for no loss is India's tally in the power play. Bangladesh at the same point in the innings were 40 for no loss. India clearly and significantly ahead in terms of the scoring rate. Time for perhaps some leg spin. Rabia Khan being introduced into the attack. Has the knack for giving breakthroughs and picking up wickets in clutch situations. And this one, it's surely one because Bangladesh are under massive, massive pressure to save the series.
Rabia Khan, those looks innocuous, but was pretty effective in the first match. She got 3 wickets, but here she's up against 2 players who are in full flow. Both batters complementing each other. Shefali Verma and Sriti Manda. What a delight to watch them bat in this kind of a mood.
India is scoring at over 9.5. The asking rate has come down to under 4.5. Rabia Khan operating from the grandstand end.
Blocks it. Sriti Manda decided not to be aggressive. It was a ball well bowled on the stumps, making sure that Sriti Mandana is unable to free her arms. Sweeps and just about manages to get the middle of the bat, but not with any kind of a force, only for a single at fine leg, short fine leg rather.
It was Shobhana Mostari who did the fielding there. Good stop, saving some runs. Floated outside the off stump, and Verma will pick up another single. Ishtaq, it doesn't seem like there's anything that is proving to be much of a challenge to these India openers.
Well, I mean, Sriti Mandana and Shefali Verma are hugely experienced, and they mean business. Obviously, they're with the World Cup coming up ahead. Every effort, every innings that they play, they're going to make sure that individually they improve upon their last performance.
Floated outside off and drilled down the ground to the fielder at mid-off. And it's great to see Smriti Mandhana take some time and ensuring that she's out there in the middle. It's not a big chase facing them.
Sweeps on that occasion. Sriti Mandana deep backward square leg for us, for just a very comfortably ambled single. Yes, and I think, as I said, World Cup coming ahead with both batsmen obviously being the main players of the Indian side, have put India to 63 of 7 overs.
Mandhana has done this often in her career when batting with Verma. Chooses to play the role of second fiddle, while Burma is the aggressor. Here too, they are playing to that template. And both openers will perhaps want to stay unbeaten as they look to chase out 117 odd. And also seal the series with 2 games to go.
Shefali Verma, on the other hand, is considered to be the youngest player, both male and female, to have played for India in all 3 formats.
Sharifa Khatun, the off-spinner, after that expensive opening over of hers, which conceded 12 runs, is back into the attack. Probably the right thing to do on the part of the captain, to give her bowler some confidence and let her know that all is not lost. Would be interesting to see how she responds in the second over of hers. Down the leg side, and Mandana will get enough bat with that sweep of hers to collect another boundary in the fine leg region.
That was misdirected. That was a ball to be hit. Srithi Mandana had no hesitation in literally sweeping off for 4 through fine leg. That was quite outside the leg stump, and all she had to do is just help it along the way for 4 through fine leg. Here you see Bandhana not the least bit. Plays it elegantly this time. 2 point, but no run there.
A back foot punch from Mandana. One of her relatively underrated strokes. Everybody loves her cover drive and that pull shot, of course. But how good is Mandana's back foot punch is a question that I would love for all viewers who are watching us to let us know. Tag TSports on social media, perhaps.
Sharifa Khatun there again, once again, a bit out of line, bowling on the leg stump, easily helped it along the way to square leg for yet another single, easily made single. Sharifa Khatun needs to improve upon her own line and length. She's probably going a bit wayward, if I may say. You can't do that to 2 batters who are absolutely on song.
Charges down the ground and lofts it, but is intercepted by Rabia Khan, who was stationed somewhat as a straight long off. Only gets a single, but the intent was there to clean the boundary. Doesn't entirely connect that delivery from Sharifa Khatun, who has responded with a much economical over so far after going for 12 in her opening over.
Because Shefali Verma does pack a punch when she comes out of the wicket to hit the ball, take the aerial route, but on that occasion did well not to connect it fully. Helps India to 70 of 8th over, 70 for no loss.
Lots of ammunition in that Indian batting lineup. Would be interesting to see if a wicket does fall, which obviously India wouldn't want, whether Harmanpreet Kaur and the team management gives a promotion to Deepti Sharma, who has in recent times shown that she's got that big hitting ability, as was amply on evidence during the Women's Premier League, where she represented the UP Warriors and was adjudged the most valuable player for her all-round exploits. For now, it's the Verma and Mandana show that will dazzle your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Rabia Khan back with a leg spin, floats it outside off, and Mandana will guide it towards the fielder at third, who ensures it's just a couple that the left-hander picks up.
One can now understand the reason why Harmanpreet wanted to take the field first. They wanted to chase, make sure that they did it comfortably. Obviously, the cloud at that point in time didn't look as ominous as it is looking now. But they've done light work of the Bangladesh bowling. So far, Sriti Mandana has been the quieter one. Shefali Verma, Sriti Mandana is 27. But look at Shefali Verma's strike rate. She's managed 46 of only 29 balls.
The India openers are clearly making a fist of this chase. They just need 45 runs now to seal the series. Outside off and cut it past the fielder at cover, but keeps it to a single. The point fielder who ran all the way towards the sweeper cover position.
Shefali Verma was only 15 years old when she made that debut against South Africa. Has come a long way and is one of the leading run getters for India in all formats, particularly the T20s. Sriti Mandana there tries to hoik it, didn't quite connect it, looked a very aggressive shot but went straight to the fielder at short mid-wicket.
And speaking of Shefali Verma, she of course batted a lot against Haryana Ranji Trophy players in 2021. A superb shot there by the left-hander Mandana. Hit it clean, hit it big, and off it went for a majestic 6.
That was a very elegant looking shot. Just look at the way she eyes right on the ball, coming down elegantly, taking the aerial route over the long on fielder for 6.
The boundaries measure 60 meters on all sides.
Sriti Mandana on this occasion flicks it, or rather pulls it, goes off the back, a little bit off the back foot to square leg for a single.
After the end of the 9th over, India are at 81 without losing any wickets. Five bowlers utilized by Nigar Sultana Jyoti already in their bid to defend 117 and also to salvage this series, which looks very, very unlikely now, given how belligerent and unforgiving Verma and Mandana have been as an opening tandem. Both have notched up the highest individual scores of theirs in this series. Verma is now just 3 short of what would be a well-deserved half century. She's now got the highest strike rate in the world in women's T20Is among batters with 1,500 runs or more. And that strike rate of Verma's is a whopping 131. And when Verma goes hammer and tongs up top, no target can be big enough for the opposition to defend.
Fahima Khatun will be bowling to the well-set Shefali Verma. Goes off the back foot, punches it, unable to beat the field. A quick pick up there by the fielder Subhana Mushtari.
Slightly short, punches off the back foot into the leg side. Will pick up a single as she inches closer to that half century of hers, and India to what would be a series sealing victory. And if India do go on to close out the series here, it would be interesting to see if Harmanpreet Kaur and coach Amol Muzumdar give Asha Shobana a debut in the upcoming matches, and also try out the likes of Saika Ishaq. Would be also interesting to know what the status of Yastika Bhatia's niggle is. Remember, She was the top scorer for India in the first T20I.
Mandana there plays it on the deep mid-wicket region for a single. Smriti Mandana has decided not to be as aggressive as Shefali Verma. She's been watchful. A very watchfully made, compiled 36 of 27 runs. Shefali Verma beaten there. No damage done. India 84 for no loss after 10 overs.
And it's time for a change in the commentary box. I will be joined by a fellow Ghosh in Shaman. While the teams have a bit of a drinks break. And to all the viewers joining us from around the world, this is the third T20I of the 5-match assignment between hosts Bangladesh and India in what is a dress rehearsal ahead of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup, which will be held here in Bangladesh in September, October. And India, who have made it to the semi-finals of all of the last 3 editions of that World Tournament, would be looking to fine-tune their combinations and iron out as many creases as possible, and chasing what is an under par 118. Their openers, Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandana, have responded in style. Verma, being the aggressor, is now just 2 runs short of a half century, and Mandana, for her part, playing the second fiddle, has motored along nicely as well. 36 unbeaten runs of 27 deliveries. Good to welcome you back in the comm box, Shamanai. No rains in sight though.
Well, at least not till now. And just to carry on with the topic, I think the Indian batters would have had that in their minds also, in case, you know, there is some rain in the forecast. The question is when. So they've accelerated at such a pace that they are, I'm sure, way ahead of the DLS par score. But this is the partnership which stands out. Exquisite stroke, as you mentioned. She played straight. She does pack a punch, doesn't she? But she looks so wonderful, Smriti Mandana, when she's driving the ball. And any loose delivery, they pounced onto it. Anything full was under it nicely was Shefali Verma. They complemented each other so well and dealt in boundaries.
And one can be sure that 2 proud fathers in Sanjeev Verma and Srinivas Mandana are glued to their screens right now, watching their daughters take India closer to what would be their 4th series victory in T20Is in bilateral arrangements against Bangladesh.
Partnership now 84. That is the 6th of this match till now. Took on that fielder at long on. When she's on song, so good to watch. Is Shefali Verma, and so is Smriti Mandana also. Ritumoni now. Yeah, not much bounce, not really bending the back. They just have a feeling they overpitched in the first 10 overs. Yeah, with the new ball, you should pitch it up to see if there is something on offer.
And just being low on confidence, perhaps, after those 2 defeats, to kick off the innings.
This was actually well bowled. Just slight hint of swing. And the length was very good, inducing an inside edge, but thankfully for the batter, onto the pads.
Both Verma and Mandana would want to have that not out against their names.
Pulled away. Marufa has some work to do. They'll easily come back. Oh, not so easy. This was a great throw from the deep by Marufa Akhtar. And Nigar Sultana Jyoti, as ever, was quick to take off the bails Now Ali Arman Rajon has referred it to the TV umpire. Shatira Jakir Jesse will be at task.
Mandana did put in the dive, and it looks like it might be a matter of just inches or just frames in this case. You can't keep Marufa Akhtar, that teenager, out of action. A clean pickup and throw. Very good collection from the captain and wicketkeeper, Nigar Sultana Jyoti, who had to lunge sideways to ensure that the bails are taken off. But did Mandana manage to have some part of her bat inside the popping crease? Looks touch and go, doesn't it, Shamunai?
Spot on. Spot on, Nisha. Because in this frame, the bails are not clearly off. But here, when the bails are off, the bat seems to have crossed the line. And looks as if she's grounded the bat. Has she?
24 frames per second might not be enough to speak in cinematic language. There's no DRS. And inconclusive evidence could, as conventional wisdom would suggest, tilt the decision in the batter's favor.
Yeah. When in any sort of doubt, the decision goes in favor of the batter. And it seems as if it is signaled as not out, as there was inconclusive evidence to if the batter had failed to make it to the crease in time. But it looks like as if Smriti Mandhana did.
Good on Mandhana to have put in that dive, often accused of not showing enough enterprise with her running between the wickets. But here she did, and picks up a single after surviving that run out. She's gone on record multiple times, has Mandhana, that she's working on her running between the wickets and is aware of what might seem like a bit of a shortcoming in this feted cricketer who's been the ICC Women's Cricketer of the Year in the past. Put in a full stretch dive, and that helped her survive this Marufa Akhtar rocket throw from the deep.
What a throw it was. It was a solid throw from the deep. Strong arms. Just was a bit late to get off after the first run, because initially on it looked as if it would have been easy couple of runs. But at the end, that is what it can do. Good piece of fielding, good presence of mind, agility, and a good throw.
So good intent in the first place in ensuring they converted that single to a couple, and then on Mandhana's part to put in that dive.
She's bowled well, has Ritumoni. Bowled accurately. It's a good over nonetheless in Bangladesh's favour. Only 4 runs off it. 88 for no loss after 11.
An eventful 11th over that was. Lots of action packed in to those 6 deliveries. Singles, couples, and that run out that went India's way. Probably the right decision in the end on the part of the third umpire, Shatira Jakir Jesse, the first Bangladeshi woman to umpire in on-field capacity.
Leg spinner Fahima continues. Yeah, it was a good decision, Umesh, as you mentioned. You know, any benefit of doubt goes in favor of the batter, and you know, as the evidence showed, that bat was grounded when the bails were taken off.
And with that, Shefali Verma reaches her half century, gets a nice little embrace from her batting partner. Smriti Mandhana has played with a lot of fearlessness, as she usually does, and it has brought in great rewards for this young, big-hitting batting prodigy in world cricket. 50 of just 36 deliveries for Verma.
Fielding of her own bowling, Fahima. India just 29 runs away now.
Nice and straight from Fahima. That was
Short, pulled away. But there is a fielder deep mid-wicket. Smriti Mandhana feels she has missed out on the opportunity.
She threw her head back, ruining the missed opportunity. She is usually so good with that pull shot. Likes to get some elevation usually, but this time around was a lot flatter. That pull shot got her only a single.
Comes down the wicket. One bounce to the fielder. Laps in the field. Allows the single. It does.
A bit precarious, that running from Verma towards the danger end, the bowler's end. But the collection wasn't there at all from Fahima. Better backing up might have caused some trouble for Verma, who just gotten to her half century.
Full on drive. Constantly, Smriti Mandhana sets her standard so high, being her own critic after every shot. She's speaking to herself. Full again, played it late. Fine, but to that fielder at short fine. Dot ball yet again. Ends the over. India 91 for no loss.
A look at the blitz that we've seen from Shefali Verma. The first half centurion from the Indian side in the series. Motored along nicely, ensuring she had the reins of this 118 chase. Back foot play, front foot play, muscle, might, precision, power. Her knock has had everything. What a superb take was that from the bowler. A one-handed return catch from media pacer Ritumoni. And an antithetical sort of a dismissal against the run of play for Verma, isn't that, Shamunai?
Absolutely. Bowled straight, hit straight, but she's taken a blinder of the right hand, single-handed catch, and follow through was the other way. She had to adjust and then dive to her right, getting to her knees, but making sure that she's taken a catch, but taking nothing away from that innings. A blistering knock by Shefali Verma, 51 of 38, striking at 134. She goes cotton bowled, Ritumoni.
Pitched on the 6-stump line. Just ensured that she held on to that catch, and even Shefali Verma has a laugh. She cannot believe that Ritumoni effected that superb return catch. And Shamona, I'll be honest, the better return catch effected by a fast bowler I've seen in recent times, say the past couple of weeks or so, can only be that of Mitchell Stark for the Kolkata Knight Riders, which he took in the 20th over. Ritumoni isn't as tall as a certain Mr. Stark, but this catch was as good as it gets in terms of return catches. That brings out to the middle the superstar of the second T20i, Dayalan Hemalatha, the Railways and Tamil Nadu batter, who struck a blistering 41 not out, taking the bowlers to the cleaners at the Sylhet International Stadium of her 24 deliveries. Not much left by way of runs to be scored in this match, but Hemalatha's fans and India, and perhaps her batting partner Smriti Mandhana too, wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a batting masterclass or a big hitting masterclass from Hemalatha.
She struck at 170, 5 boundaries and 2 sixes. That 41 of 24, which got her the Player of the Match award in the second T20i, is in the crease now. As cliched as it sounds, sometimes one gets two. Can Bangladesh get a second? Full appeal, perhaps going down the leg. Yes, India have just got 27 more to get, so there's not much left in the match. But for confidence, Bangladesh would hope to get a few more and squeeze things a little for India.
Very good bowling. Tight bowling from Ritumoni against the run of play in this chase of India's. Hemlata gets off the mark with a single towards the leg side. Gets Mandana back on strike. That return catch, a single-handed catch, will definitely make it to the highlights reel of this series. Has been one of the best fielding efforts for Rihat Krishna in the opening match. Also took a blinder, diving forward.
Just helped it on its way. And just inches away from the boundary rope. Will be 4 as signalled by Rabia Khan.
Exploiting the vacant region in the fine leg arc. One bounce and it went over the rope. Mandana now getting closer to what would be her first T20i half century after 4 innings. Would be a welcome one for the veteran India left-hander, as well as India
goes for the drive. The length not quite there. Ritumoni has been refreshing. Now India just need 22 of 43. Required run rate 3. Bangladesh needs something special. If you can get a few more wickets, you never know. In the block hole again, quite accurate. Allows a single to end the over. After 13, India are 97 for 1.
Seven bowlers used by Bangladesh captain Nigar Sultana Jyoti so far, and it's Ritumoni who's been the pick among them, taking 1 wicket, giving away just 10 runs of a 2 overs so far. Fahima Khatun too has been quite frugal, and the rest have been on the expensive side. Rabia Khan, the leg spinner, will continue from the media end, and she's up against left-hander Mandana.
Full, played with the turn, swept. Happy to take a single, give the strike back to Dayalan Hemalatha. Mandana moves on to 46 of 39. Only 2 half centuries so far in this series. First one by Nigar Sultana Jyoti in the first T20i, and now Shefali Verma in this one. There's been a change in the commentary box as Anisha Ghosh has been replaced by Jannatul Shumona. Welcome back, but it's been a good batting display by the India openers. Some fireworks from the bats. Flighted in, trying to tempt the batter.
Little bit low full touch this time, just gentle pass to the cover.
And taking pace off the ball, not offering any sort of pace to Hemalatha to come play her strokes.
Testing the new batsman. Bowler looks very smart.
Was in 2 minds. Initially thought of coming down the wicket, then played it late. Sort of an inside edge, but single was allowed. That's the thing to do. You know, give the strike back to the set batter. That's what Smriti Mandhana did. Called for the single and took back the strike. Nicely played off the back foot. Now things have slowed down a bit as the first wicket came in the 13th over, which is the previous over. The tempo has just calm down a bit. Still heavily tilting towards India's favour is the match. Comes down the wicket. Nicely played along the ground. A single to end another over. That brings up the 100 for India. After the end of 14 overs, it's 100 for 1. Just 32 dots in the 14 overs that India have batted. 13 fours, 1 sixes but to go along with those, 34 singles. Picked their deliveries well whenever there wasn't a boundary on offer. They've rotated the strike and taken full advantage. The left and right hand combination. The left-hander remains just 3 runs away from a half century. Shorna Akhtar's on the field for someone. But whenever she needs a wicket, Nigar Sultana Jyoti goes back to her deputy, Nahida. So it's going to be Nahida from the grandstand end. Getting her field right in the meantime is Jyoti. Bringing the deep cover fielder inside the circle in Shorifa. So long on, deep mid wicket, long off, and deep square leg. Goes all the way in the air. There is a fielder. 2 miles. Second time takes the catch. Does Fahima. It almost popped out. We mentioned the squeeze of runs. The speed breakers were deployed. Had to go for a shot. Mandhana went in the air only to find the fielder who managed well finally.
Just she need to play this shot in this occasion.
Well, one could question that, without a doubt. But as we mentioned, since the fall of that wicket in the 13th over, the tempo was sort of brought down. So maybe she was looking for that pressure release shot. Was looking at her bat. But a very good innings by Smriti Mandhana, 47 of 42. It is the second wicket to fall as both the set batters are back in the hut, and the bowling change by Nigar Sultana Jyoti has clicked. Again, Nahida Akhtar has come in and provided a breakthrough. That brings in Jyoti's counterpart, Harmanpreet Kaur. First delivery opens her account with a single.
If you saw previous 3 overs, wasn't much run from the batter, and that creates some pressure, that makes Smriti Mandhana to play something different, and that's how she get out.
Yeah, went on with the stroke. Plenty of experience, plenty of runs. They need her services. Speaking of the India captain, now Hemalatha has played it late. Cut it nicely, coming back for the second, she called for it. Throw quite not up to the mark, direct hit at the non-striker's end from Jyoti as she collected and threw. But she wanted more, she's asking more of her fielder. The fielder being Marufa was never short of commitment. We've seen a good throw from her previously, again, but not the quickest of throws. No trouble.
Good thinking of Jyoti this time, and also
quick thinking from Jyoti to collect and throw to the non-striker's end, but she's still going on, giving instructions to Marufa, who's deep cover. Now, we could have a match out of nothing here. India just need 15 runs. Don't worry about the required run rate. It's below 3. Played off the back foot. Certainly. And all of a sudden, things are just spicing up a bit. There's the fall of the 2 wickets. And also goes on to show the importance of the opening partnership.
bowling again by Nahida, tighter length, no room. Harman have to defend. She doesn't need take to any risks this time. She looks positive.
Bit of a turn. Comes as a surprise because so far we haven't seen much turn. It's a good over. Wicket taking one for Bangladesh by Nahida. 104 for 2. Now, India, after that brilliant opening stand of 91 runs between Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandhana, have lost 2 quick wickets in the span of just 9 runs and 12 deliveries. Rabia to bowl the last of her quota. Played it late, played off the back foot. Should be easy 2 runs. Look how desperate Jyoti is. Always proactive. Look how far she's gone from being behind the stumps to collect the throw from Marufa. This time she doesn't forget to applaud Marufa because she had a bit to run and then throw it back in. Jyoti goes far away and then is not hesitant to have a shy at the stumps. Good looking stroke. Straight with a straight bat. Nicely timed.
Good bowling by Rabia Akhtar as well.
These are the moments when you think we needed 25 runs more. Maybe 30. Or even say 20 would make it around 30 more runs to get instead of 11. Inside edge. Gone through the legs of the wicketkeeper. Single.
Very lucky Harmanpreet Kaur this time. Rabia looks so good. Try to do something different here.
Cut away off the back foot. This is the way to go. This game well within hands. No need to go for lavish strokes. Just 9 runs to get. So in single figures now, plenty of deliveries remaining with 8 wickets in hand. Slowing it down. But another single on offer. Makes it 110 for 2 with 1 more delivery to go in the 16th over. The fielders fall back. So Jyoti is happy to give away the singles. Oh, that could be a good shout. Given! She's got the 3rd wicket, Rabia. Question will be, is it a little too late? But it's the wicket of Dayalan Hemalata, who's the player of the match in the previous innings. Was the wrong one? Just wait and confirm. It's straightened. It's straightened. Just straightened enough. And the umpire thinks it would have gone on to hit the leg stump. Looked like it. Hemalata goes for 9. India 110 for 3. And it calls for a change in the commentary box as Ishtiaq Ahmed will be replacing me.
Richa goes on her way.
Matter of few balls, matter of few runs. India walks off with this series 3-0. Very impressive performances by the Indian batters, particularly Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandhana. Both looked good to get along and cross the line themselves. Square cuts. Go straight to the fielder at point. Richa Ghosh and Harmanpreet Singh will be left to. There we see the statistics of Richa Ghosh. Harmanpreet Kaur, the Indian skipper. Fantastic player for India. 164 matches, the most by India or any player in the world, as our statistician reminds us. What a fantastic feat indeed. What a leader for India. Nahida Akhtar sweating it out. It's taken only a wicket. Drives it comfortably for a single. So Shumana, you think Bangladesh could have done better? Good that they've been able to take few quick wickets at the end, but 170 never looked like a really seriously defendable score, did it?
I think if they score 10 or 15 runs more, maybe something can be different from this game. Bangladesh come back to the game very well, how they started, and then now the scenario is very changed. But if they score 10 more runs, maybe different story happen.
It's always an experience. I think what Bangladesh did, they did show some positives from the last couple of matches that they played. The Indians, on the other hand, were looking to dominate. They did. A good decision for them to opt to field and give themselves a chance to win the match comfortably. Harmanpreet. There'll be a change in commentary. Shumana will be replaced by Annesha Ghosh. I keep confusing between Anna. You are Anna, there's no doubt, but Annesha is what you're popularly known as.
Right, my parents would have loved to have called me Anonna or named me as one, but it's okay. This is Annesha Ghosh, joined by Ishtiaq Ahmed, as Richa Ghosh and Harmanpreet Kaur tried to take India home. A flurry of activity from the Bangladeshi side in the last few overs when Verma and Mandana were going hammer and tongs. Little did we expect that this match would go down to the wire. It's the 18th over that's underway. Harmanpreet takes a single to get Richa on strike. And it was Ghosh who had hit the winning runs for the Royal Challengers Bangalore last month at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi to win them the title. Here, all she needs to do is muscle that 1-6 or complete it in singles to seal the series for India.
Well, honestly, you're giving Bangladesh a little bit more credit than the team deserves. Well, they're making them play till the 20th over, but at no stage did it look like as if it's going to be an exciting or a fight for Bangladesh. But I think the fact that they've taken it to 20th over, where it looked as if they would finish in between 15 overs.
Flighted into the middle stump, launched forward and defended diligently by Harmanpreet. The credit, to be honest, goes to Ritumani, who turned the tide with that superb return catch, sending Shefali Verma back. Floated around off. Harmanpreet takes this on the full, doesn't middle it, will only pick up a single. There's no need of urgency whatsoever. And India would do well to remember that last match on their tour of Bangladesh 2023, it ended in a tie, largely thanks to nerves. Shorter delivery from Fahima Khatun, has a slash at it, Richa Ghosh, but doesn't connect. Great squeeze applied by the Bangladeshi bowlers in the depth.
Goes off the back foot only for a single, taking India after the 18th over, 115 for only 3 wickets.
It was Shefali Verma's heroics with the bat alongside Smriti Mandhana that ensured that India got closer to that 100-run mark. But after Verma fell, Mandhana followed suit soon, and then departed Dayalan Hemalatha, the star of the second T20i. And now it's on to Harmanpreet and Ghosh to seal the proceedings in this third T20i. A back foot punch from Richa Ghosh. Will it go all the way to the boundary? It doesn't. Finds Marufa Akhtar once again. That young woman has sprinted kilometers after kilometers in this game, fielding in the outfield, effecting a superb run out as well. And you've got to give credit to the might the Bangladeshi fielding unit have shown in this fight. Good running in the end from Ghosh and Harmanpreet. India now just one run away from their third win on the trot on this 5-match tour. Bangladesh, on their part, would be wondering what might the result have been had they had an additional 20 runs or so on the board. The TV umpire is having a look if the first run was completed by the batters, it looks like. Nahida Akhtar and Nigar Sultana Jyoti will have a conference in the middle as Richa Ghosh hands akimbo, waits for her turn to face the next ball. A look at the replay, nicely and cleanly picked up by Marufa Akhtar and thrown towards the keeper. Surely there was no run out that was in play. And if that is what the umpires are checking for right now. Now the conference is between Harmanpreet and Richa. Lots of discussions happening, with India needing just 1 run of 11 balls to close out this chase of 118. There is a bit of a hold-up in this match.
The last minute replay, we see whether the batsman, the non-striker, the batsman has crossed the line while taking that single. The umpire wasn't too happy, too satisfied, thought as if it would be a... There we see that the bat is on the air, may not have placed it, and that is what prompted the umpire to have a look and make sure that the run, the second run, was legal. They're still waiting for the... So it is deemed legal.
One need to win. All right. India still do not get there. Yeah, it looks like it was the short run that the umpires were checking. Doesn't really matter much given the equation now. Richa Ghosh facing Nahida Akhtar. Dotted outside off, will bisect the fielders, and it will run away for a 4. And it is the young Richa Ghosh who hits the winning runs and takes in their home as the visitors seal the series and take an unassailable 3-0 lead in this 5 T20i assignment.
Very dominant Indian side, Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandhana. Even if Bangladesh had the 20 runs, as you mentioned a while back, still would have fallen short. I think a score of 140, 150 would not have been, would probably have been a better score for Bangladesh to defend. For batsmen, the kind of marauding mood that they were both in, Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandhana literally walked away with the match, and that the last shot of the day, the winning score. Richa Ghosh, front foot, square slashed it for 4.
A 4 in the offside is how Richa Ghosh had finished WPL season 2024. And here too, she replicates that in the third T20i. A lot of drama in this game. Run-outs, missed chances, missed opportunities, and a flurry of activity towards the close of that run chase. A bit of a hold-up, checking for that short run. In the end, it is India who come out on the winning side. They are the winners of this 5 T20I series.
Bangladesh, on the other hand, can take heart from the three matches that they've played. They've showed positive signs from each game, and I think there's a lot to learn. And playing against experienced sides like India, you can only improve, you can only keep getting better if you continuously play against sides like India.
India's margins of victories in these three games so far. A victory by 44 runs in the series opener, followed by a DLS decided win by 19 runs. And today, it's by a whopping 7 wickets that they have defeated the home team. Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain, exchanging those handshakes with the coaching staff, helmed by Amol Muzumdar, who will be happy to have gotten a series victory to his name. Remember, India are coming off a T20I series defeat at home at the hands of reigning world champions Australia. But today, it is on the winning side they have emerged, thanks largely to the batting pyrotechnics of openers Smriti Mandhana and the aggressor Shefali Verma, who strung a 90-plus opening stand, blunting that Bangladeshi attack that figured 4 bowlers, but save for that enterprising bowling performance from Fahima Khatun and Ritu Moni, the latter taking that superb worldie of a catch, a return one-handed take to dismiss Verma against the run of play. There hasn't been much to write home about as far as Bangladesh's bowling performance is concerned. Shefali Verma has put her name up in the lights for the player of the match contender. It's time to head to the sidelines for a quick chat alongside Shamona Ghosh.
Well, I've got the India vice captain and the opening batter, Smriti Mandhana, with me, who scored 47 of 42 today, hitting the only 6 in this match. Great knock. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I think important win for us, going into the tournament. 3-0 is always good. And yeah, I think Shefali really took on the bowlers initially, so it was easier for me to just rotate the strike initially. So yeah, really happy that we got the win.
Yeah, and speaking of your partnership with Shefali Verma, you have touched a milestone, crossing 2,000 plus runs in this format for the opening stand, and second only to Beth Mooney and Alyssa Healy. It seems like you're a bit surprised to hear this?
Yeah, of course you don't come to a match watching a stat or something. But yeah, really happy. I think since the time Shefali has come into the team, yeah, we've been opening in T20s and it's always fun to bat with her. So good to know that, we've completed 2000 as a pair because, opening partnerships are always important in T20, especially in the power play. So happy that we could contribute for the team.
And finally, you mentioned, when Shefali is in her groove, she can pack a punch at the other end. It makes the job certainly easy for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think the way she was striking today, all I had to do is give her a single because knowing that we are chasing 118, one person going after the bowlers is good enough. So yeah, I think really happy to play whatever role. I think whenever she gets going that way, or I think we've developed a little bit understanding in last like maybe one or 2 years that we have to access whose day it is and try and take the aggressive route.
Right, very well batted, and congratulations on the win, Smriti.
Thank you so much.
That's it from the middle. Over to the com box.
Well, India making it easily, 121 for 3 in the last over. Some brilliant shots by Shefali Verma, who looked absolutely too dominating. You can see some well-executed strokes with Sriti Mandana in her elegant manner in which she almost got to her own half-century. Brilliant stroke play by both these openers, scoring 2,000 runs between themselves. The bowlers had absolutely no answer to the Indian batting. They capitulated completely, and Shefali Verma was congratulated, and a magnificent catch there by Ritu Moni of her own bowling. There Sriti Mandana got out to a shot which was not necessarily required at that point in time. The last wicket that fell, and the scoring shot for 4, a front foot square drive. The players shaking hands. Bangladesh 117 for 8 with Dilara Akhtar making 39. Nigar Sultana, the captain, always very consistent. 28 Nigar Sultana, Subhana Mustari 9. And then Shefali Verma and Sriti Mandana did the work for India, helping them through to 121. Being made in the 19th over. India won the match by 7 wickets. We take a short break from here and come back for the match presentation.
A resounding 7-wicket win in the third T20i have handed visitors India an unassailable 3-0 lead in this 5 T20i assignment against home team Bangladesh. And with that, they have closed out this series with 2 matches still to go. Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation ceremony of this India Women's 2024 tour of Bangladesh. And I'm joined by, to my left, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Assistant High Commissioner of India in Sylhet. I would now like to call on stage the losing captain, Nigar Sultana Jyoti, for a brief chat, please. Nigar, commiserations on that defeat. What would you put down this loss to?
I think we batted well in the power play, and then we lost back-to-back wickets and couldn't settle there, and we couldn't finish well in the 15th to last 20th over.
Losing wickets in a heap has been something of a theme for your side across this series, and even against Australia. How do you think you and your teammates can iron out that crease?
See, the thing is, this is the team actually doing well for the last 6 months, but we are having a very tough time right now. So still, I think what we need to do is keep ourselves calm and need to believe in ourselves and focus on the process.
A word on your openers, especially Dilara Akhtar. She came out and showed a lot of enterprise. What would you say us about the talent this right-hand batter has?
I think she's very energetic in the batting, and it seems like she's enjoying in the middle. And if she could go for a further, and maybe she will go for her first 100, like a half century. So we look to show how exactly she will come back for the next few games. And I think as a young player, there are a lot of things she need to improve on. But still, I'm happy how she bat.
A word on your bowlers. They have shown glimpses and sparks throughout the course of these first 3 matches.
The thing is, our bowlers are doing well each and every time, and this is us actually with the batting unit. We have been struggling, but still the way we bowled in the power play, it was a bit, I think, need to concern about. And after power play, I think we bowled really well, and how Nahida and the other bowlers actually bowled today and how they come back themselves in the middle, I think it's a very good thing.
There was a moment in the match which briefly shifted the momentum towards your side, and it came in the form of a worldie, a one-handed catch by Ritumoni. Did you two have your hands on your mouth? Shefali Verma, who was dismissed of that catch, was laughing because she couldn't believe it herself.
The thing is, we tried everything in the middle, but I wanted to try something different because they played really well in the middle. So we wanted to do something to break the partnership. So I introduced Ritu, and it worked out for me.
2 matches still to go. All the very best, Nigar.
Thank you.
Nigar Sultana Jyoti, the Bangladesh captain. It's time now to invite the batter who delivered the fireworks, and it is the young India opener, Shefali Verma, for her half-century, which set the tone for India's successful chase of 118. And to give away the award to Shefali Verma, the India opener, will be Mr. Chandrasekhar, Assistant High Commissioner of India in Sylhet. Shefali Verma, ladies and gentlemen, scoring 51 in a partnership of 91 with her left-hand opening partner, Smriti Mandana. Hi, Shefali. Good to see you going hammer and tongs with the bat. Feels good to be reprising that all guns blazing role.
Yeah, of course. I think ball is coming nicely in my bat, and my plan is to hit the ball well and just middle the ball and play till the end. I know I got out, but it's my plan to but just play long how much I can do.
What was the conversation like with Smriti when you were out there in the middle? You all scored 2,000 runs, crossed that milestone today as an opening pair, second only to the Australian pair of Alyssa Healy and Beth Mooney.
Really happy. Of course, we both enjoying each other company and in the crease. And thanks to her, she always backing me. And yeah, I'm really happy we did 2,000. And I hope we'll do 5,000 more, maybe how much we can do. So yeah, we're really happy about this.
And speaking of Australia, you were obviously opening with a certain Meg Lanning for the Delhi Capitals in the WPL, and you were prolific in that tournament. Do you believe that the form you had there played a part in how you went about in this innings today?
Yeah, of course. In the WPL, ball is coming good in my bat, and of course, this is a new series and next series. So I was just thinking to play in my strength and just win for the team. Yep.
There were a couple of shots for which you held your pose. Do you have a favorite one from that gallery of exquisite strokes that you played today?
There's 2-3, I think, but yeah, the over the course ones is best for me.
And final one, Shefali, the World Cup in the T20 format will be played here in Bangladesh. You have won a T20 World Cup in the under-19 format as captain. You would obviously be wanting to win one for the senior side led by Harmanpreet. What are the key goals that you would want to take off in the run-up to that world event?
I think whatever in my hand I can do for the team, and I was just thinking do well for the team, how much I can do, and I think it's a 4-5 months remains, but we are just thinking do well and just keep winning the games here. So yeah.
Well done. I know for certain certain Sanjeev Verma will be very happy watching from Rohtak, right?
Yeah, of course my father will be so happy today. After so long I got man of the match. So yeah.
All right. Rejoice everyone in Rohtak and Haryana and India and the Indian dressing room. Thank you very much for your time and go well in the rest of the games. Shefali Verma there, the player of the match with her blistering 51. She should, of course, remember to collect the check. Otherwise, it might not be here for long. Time now to call the winning captain, Harmanpreet Kaur, who was out there in the middle, ensuring that her side ended up on the winning side. Harmanpreet, what did you make of that win? A little bit of nerves in the closing overs, you felt?
Yeah, I think Smriti and Shefali was batting really well, and we were hoping if they can finish the game. And I think after 10 overs, ball was keeping really low, and they were also not giving any pace on the ball. So, and then we just thought, other than just taking a risky shot, just keep looking for singles and finish the game.
We have seen this version of Shefali Verma a lot of times in the past, but maybe not in the recent past in the international game. How pleased are you to see her batting with such urgency and taking the ownership, the responsibility in the opening partnership with Smriti?
Yeah, she's someone who can, always give us a lot of runs in the power play, and good to see that, she's in great touch. And I think sometimes, we are trying things, but result is not in our favor. But as a player, our responsibility is just keep doing and keep working hard. And today she's getting those runs for the team, and really happy for that.
What did you make of your bowlers' performance? Because you opted to bat keeping the weather in mind, and they did ensure they limited Bangladesh to 170. Talk us through the performances of the likes of Radha Yadav, Pooja Vastrakarsh, Renuka Singh, and of course Shriyanka Patil as well.
Yeah, I think all of them bowling really well, and I think Deepti also, because she's also bowled 4 crucial over for us, and yesterday in the last game also she bowled really well. I think all of them, they are bowling really well, and really proud the way they are bowling, because they have been working really hard on their bowling and understanding the area and length where they have to bowl and executing their plans really well.
Deepti Sharma's right arm has won you a lot of clutch moments at Lords, of course, and here in Sylhet. What do you make of that golden arm of Deepti's?
Yeah, she's someone who is very experienced, and whenever we are struggling, I always throw ball to her, because she's experienced one, and she can always give us breakthroughs. And I think we are glad that we have her in the side as a bowler. I think she's doing really well, and I hope she'll just keep doing and keep bowling well for the team.
You have the series in the back, and Deepti has shown her batting heroics at the WPL. There's a certain Asha Shobhana waiting for her international debut. There's Saika Ishaq as well. Do we see some experimentation from you in the next 2 matches, Harmanpreet?
Well, we still have 3 more days for the next game, and we'll just sit and think what best we can do for the team. And I think whoever will play, they will take the responsibility and do well for the team.
And a word on your coaching staff. Under Amol Majumdar, this is a big win, because you are obviously coming off a series defeat to Australia. What would you tell about them? Avishkar Salvi is now the bowling coach, and of course fielding coach Munish Bali.
The best thing about them, they are very calm and composed. They know, what they are doing, and the message was very clear all the time. And I think that's what you need at this level. Thoughts should be very clear, and the most importantly, as a player, if you know your role, that is something you're always you can always go and execute yourself. I think whenever they are speaking to the players, they are always clear what they are talking to them, and they are always giving them the responsibility, so that when we go back and we can see where we are standing and what areas we can improve as a team. I think having them in our side is something, we are really happy that they are working with us, and looking forward to work with them.
Thanks very much for your time, Harmanpreet. Congratulations on that series victory. Take some rest over the next few days, see a bit of Sylhet around, and we'll see you soon again.
Thank you.
Harmanpreet Kaur, the India captain, with those insights. That's all we have from this post-match presentation ceremony here of the conclusion of the third T20i between Bangladesh and India. But this is not the end of the series. Remember, we have 2 more matches still to go. So do remember to join us on TSports from wherever you are in the world right now on the 6th next week. We'll see you then again.